evening, everyone. We're actually at 6:02, 6:03. My name is Laura Schifrin, and I will call the meeting of the Select Board of July 30th, 2025 to order at 6:03 p.m. May I have a roll call, please?
Veronica Cal present.
Valerie Goodrich present.
And Laura Schifrin present. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to thank all of our veterans as well as all of our military that are serving here as well as abroad. All of our emergency response people as well as their families. We owe them a debt of gratitude. The meeting is being recorded and then will be uploaded to YouTube. Is anyone else recording the meeting?
Yes, I am.
Thank you. 1.4 Chairman's Resolutions. I don't think I have any. For 5, we do not have any meeting minutes tonight, so we can go right to 2.1. That's okay with everyone. We're addressing the one-day special license application for Townsend Ecumenical Outreach, TEO, for summer celebration and fundraiser. We did have an application for 8/23. And that's been changed to September 6, 2025. We do have that application. The event is from 5 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at the Townsend Town Common, 257 Main Street, Townsend, Mass. 01469. So we received the application. You all have that in front of you, as well as the response for Kim, do you want to speak to this? And all the documents that are attached?
Sure, I can give you a whole solution. What do you want me to say? Okay.
From the table.
So thanks for hearing this. Unfortunately, with multitude of cutbacks, TEO finds itself in a spot of having to do intentional fundraising to help serve the community. So we're going to do this event. I'll pass this to you. This is an email from Jen Forrest. She's a professional event planner. She is donating her time to TEO, and she has the TIP certified bartenders. So she's helping with it.
Excuse me. Are these things that you're passing things that are available online here?
Yes.
This just came in at 5:31 p.m.
Yeah. So that was something that was in an email from Sabrina that wasn't in the policy. Yeah, so.
But it's normally the licensed, like bartender or the person holding it that gets the license, though the permit for the alcohol, and that's what's needed.
So we as the nonprofit are applying for the one-day license through the nonprofit as per the policy. So we are the license holder, that's in your town policy. And then we hire the distributor, Atlas, which is indicated on our form.
Right.
And then we will have the TIP certified bartenders, and TEO has a license policy, which LF Robbins provided you with the liquor liability policy that we have. And then while Jen Force is donating her time, we're not going to hire and contract with bartenders until we actually have a signed permit. We're not going to sign a contract till we have that. Thanks.
So am I hearing that we are not, that since you have liability insurance, you feel we don't have to know that the bartenders are TIP certified? Is that what you're saying?
Not at all. They will be TIP certified, but in the policy that is online for the town, it didn't require a copy of their certification. So in my information to you, we stated that we would be hiring tip certified bartenders, that we would be roping off an area of the common designated specifically for alcohol consumption, that everybody would be ID'd and everybody would be wristbanded, and that the wristbands, and I did bring a picture of those for you to see, would have the number of tickets for tokens that they would have to exchange in order to get the alcohol. So each person has a wristband, and they can only have the number that's on their wristband. And once they're done, they're done.
That's cool. I just want to know about certification.
Yes, so it wasn't until Sabrina emailed requesting a copy of certification, which is not in your policy.
But it's what
see
we've
it.
always
That
done.
we've always done.
I've never seen
When
it
we've
done
given it.
otherwise, even 5 years ago.
So in the policy, it does not ask for a copy of the TIPS certification. And I would offer you this as well. It does not actually ask for a limit for the alcohol. And I would suggest to our community that you add that to your policy as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's not in there either. So that might be something that you want to add. We certainly would never hire anyone. I was a TIPS instructor. I would never hire anyone that was not TIPS certified. We can certainly supply before the date copies of their certification, but that was not in the policy.
We could approve subject to.
Subject to, yeah, we
Yeah.
would have to see them beforehand.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and there's no
So-
problem with that whatsoever,
Okay.
because we would never do it. I mean, our insurance wouldn't allow that either.
So
Yeah,
that's okay, and
Yep.
thank you for the suggestions on the policy, but we've always done it that way before, nobody's ever asked,
yeah.
they've just provided it.
Yep.
Um,
And then also not in the policy, but no problem whatsoever, you wanted the schematic of where we would serve the alcohol. I do have a copy of that in here for you
it's
as well.
usually provided too.
So there's the copy of the permit itself, that has Atlas listed there, that actually the transporters of the alcohol. And that is the liability insurance, with the limits there.
And you provided the schematic? Or
Here,
also be subject to.
nope, there's the schematic. It is the area in red. So if you're looking at the common at the gazebo, where it intersects at the light, it would be to the right in a cordoned off area, so that all of the sidewalks were still able to traverse. And this is a copy of what the wristband would look like, not 5 tickets, however, that's just what was,
What is gonna be your limit?
4 for the entire 3 hours.
Okay.
And if you think, it's,
I would only need one, but.
yeah. In there, they can't be used if they're detached. So like someone can't collect them and go, they have to be on the person and they
Okay, and
detached
then
as
they
they're
take
served. Yep. And so the whole event would be going throughout the day, 10 to 9. The alcohol service would only be during those hours and cut off a half an hour before. When I talked to the chief,
This says noon to 4.
but we have the,
Oh, that's not-
It's the alcohol.
Yes.
It's later.
right, but we have to set up and such. The cornhole would be starting at noon.
Are you saying that you're gonna be serving alcohol starting at 10?
Oh, absolutely not. 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Yes, 5 to
Is that on
8:30.
here too?
Yes, it is on there.
It does. 5
Down.
to 8:30.
Yes, 5 to 8:30. And the event itself would end at 9, so it gives a half an hour before the end. And in talking with the chief, he was not requiring a detail. I left it to be determined. If you, once this is all set, we would do an online interest form, one for ourselves. If we started to see there was lots of interest, we would want just for crossing a detail. So we want to leave that open for the next few weeks. And if it made you feel better, we have no problem, to hire one. But we wanted to discuss that with you.
Is there a motion?
I would make a motion to grant a one-day special license application to the Townsend Community Outreach for summer celebration and fundraiser on September 6th, 2025. The event from 5 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at the Townsend Town Common, 257 Main Street, Townsend, Mass. 04469, subject to receiving tips appropriate certification and to be signed out of session.
I will second that.
Okay, any further discussion?
Yeah, is there a rain date that isn't in May that we've already passed?
So no, we are not gonna do a rain date.
No rain date,
Bring your raincoats.
Yeah,
because everything I see says rain date.
Okay, so then is that still Saturday?
it is a Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, and we deconflicted because Pepperell is doing their 250th that day, and we didn't want to have something on the same day.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. A question, the detail, do we want to discuss that? And add that? When Evans does their things on the, their outdoor markets, do we require a detail? Has that been required in the past? Pardon me?
Has been asked for.
We could,
That's what I thought.
we could bring, if everybody's comfortable, bring that up at a later date once no attendance and we can just look into the Evans thing or.
Not if we're approving it today,
Well,
no.
subject to, but,
I have no problem
What
coming back
about-
2 weeks prior to check in with you all, to see how it's going. And if you require it at that time, I don't have a problem.
Well, I was thinking just during the it's a 4-hour detail window, so if it were 5 to 9,
yeah,
the time that the alcohol is being served, that's all. I
Yeah.
think it would be a prudent.
Yeah, and for me, quite honestly, even though the chief, based on our numbers, wasn't alarmed, it is more for us, the crossing in the dark. So
Yeah,
I don't,
It's,
if it makes everybody feel better,
I think so.
it's
I
not a
would
worry
like to
for
add
us, and
that
I'll
to
live
the
back with
motion.
them. Yeah.
A 5 to 9, a detail from 5 to 9.
Subject to
Sabrina has
adding
some-
Detail
from 5 to 9.
Yeah,
So mention the license is tied to the license conditions, or if the other license conditions that before you.
Yeah,
the alcohol conditions,
And,
yeah, they're right here, 1-day conditions.
the purchase of the full payment. I can provide that into.
It's in there, Atlas, and we have her,
this on here.
we have her contact, and we're just pending our application with her pending this, because we didn't want them to do work.
So
Got
this
that.
is number 3, do we actually have the name Atlas?
Yes.
Yes, it's on the
It's
permit.
on.
Oh, it's on the permit, not on the
Subject to
conditions, the 1-day liquor license.
Yeah, the conditions
Sign on section.
I thought that was
Okay.
Um,
condition with a condition.
And then the other permits that I had asked about on Friday, the bingo permit, I don't know if you're going to entertain that or not. I know there was confusion that I got an okay from one person, and then one person said that.
What was the other?
What are we
part you
talking
said? I didn't
about?
hear you.
So we had also had the chief, he did sign off on it, yesterday, I believe. The bingo permit, it's included.
Bingo.
Yes,
Raffle permit.
yes,
Is that the same day?
yes,
It is in the
Is
packet.
it during the event?
yes. And Townsend is a bingo approved town.
Oh,
Yeah,
is this gambling of
yes,
sorts?
yes. And so it's a little bit interesting. There's a spot for the chief to sign, not a spot for you all to sign, but it
This
says
is
I think
there.
it's like a
Officer.
raffle
Right.
kind of thing.
And then the regular raffle, just for your
Has 3
awareness.
spots for authorized officer.
This is actually our proceeds that
Oh, okay,
we
so
have to
this
turn
is-
in. This is the regular raffle that you don't have to sign,
Yeah.
but I just wanted you to be aware in case anybody asked, like, what are they doing? We did apply for that. For whatever reason, it doesn't come through you, but the bingo one does. So there's a lot of moving pieces and parts. And I feel like I want to make you guys a little flow chart.
Okay, the bingo.
Yeah.
So we do need to approve the bingo. One day game.
Separately.
Yeah, there would be separate signatures.
We didn't vote yet on the motion here.
And the motion includes the tips certified and the detail right now.
And the detail and the conditions.
Yes.
Any further on the main motion? Can we take the bingo separate? Or do you want to
I'm
add
good
it
with
as an
doing
amendment?
it. It's not listed on here. That's something that we're considering.
Okay, can we vote on the main motion then and go back to that?
Absolutely, we can.
Okay,
Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't care, but
yeah, right, okay. Are you good with that? We're gonna take the main motion?
Yes.
Okay, and any further discussion on that?
no, I'm good.
Okay, roll call vote.
Veronica Kell, yes.
Jolly good Jeff.
And Laura Schiffern, yes. Now, do I hear a motion for the bingo permit?
Can we issue that next week and put it on the agenda for that?
I mean,
The only thing with that is getting it to the state. And I would ask, because I had called them Friday, and I did get an email back on Sunday that said, okay. And then I got an email back from someone else that said that they couldn't, it was inaudible, so it was conflicting. And I would just request that that it was a permit, that it was agendized, and that the chair does have the latitude of.
Is this Dino? D-E-A-N,
I learned that it's the same thing.
as bingo.
Yeah, I never knew these things.
No, I did not know that either. Okay, it's not on the agenda, is what I'm saying.
Veronica, I
Excuse
promise
me,
not
we're
to,
having a meeting and you
I
need
will-
to address the chair.
I will not file if you
It
approve
doesn't
it.
matter. If you would
Good luck.
like to address the chair, you may talk to her, please.
We do. Cindy, you are the real deal, right? I just want to make sure that's who's talking.
Yes, and I just want, I'm certain that, I'm assuming that Veronica's concerned that I'm gonna file an open meeting law complaint if you approve a bingo permit. And I will not be doing that if that is her concern. If she's got some other reason, I'm sorry for interrupting. But I just wanted to make that clear that I see that as part of the same thing and pretty silly. Thank you.
Well,
you.
you are not the only person who might file a complaint, so I would prefer to see it on the agenda.
So understood, the permitting was on the agenda, and there is, under the MGLs, that the chair has the opportunity to add something that is not overly controversial within the 48 hours after it's posted. I'm not wording that exactly correct, but it is in there.
Additions or deletions, 1.4, there were none.
Thank you. So yes, you know what it is. It is allowed.
Okay, does the board allow me to go back to 1.4 chairman's additions and deletions?
Certainly.
Thank you. Under that, I would like to add under 2.1, the bingo permit for the same event on September 6, 2025. Really good?
I am good with that. Do we need a motion?
I move that we add to 2.1, consideration of a, bingo.
Keep it Dino. That's what the words are on the form.
Application for the same event listed on 2.1.
Second.
Okay, any discussion?
No.
Or further discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Veronica Kell, yes.
Jolly good Jeff.
And Laura Schiffern, yes. I hope you had a successful event.
Well, wait, we have to vote on the permit. We voted on adding
Yes, you still
it
have
to
to vote on the
the
permit.
agenda.
Yes.
Now we have to vote on the permit.
So is it just that one page, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's all I think it is.
There are
There's two pages or there's more,
two,
but
one for the 6th and one for October 25th, if you want to hold the one for October 25th till next meeting.
let's hold
That's
that
fine.
one. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
just do the one.
The one for the
Yes.
one event, so that there's no question.
Okay, so we have a main motion and we have an add to the main motion. Any further discussion? Main motion is amended, roll call.
Wait.
Make another motion
We need to make another motion to approve the permit for 9/6/25
for the,
for Beano. So if,
I thought that's what we were doing. I thought we voted the first one. And brought this
no,
up
we
after.
voted to
the liquor
put it,
license.
yes,
And then we voted to put it on
the
the
agenda,
agenda.
to add it to the agenda. Now we have to vote on the actual permit.
Is everybody on the same page? Just checking. Okay, we have the main motion, we added to put the bingo on it. No further discussion.
Well, I have to make a new motion.
Make a new motion,
Yeah.
please.
Is the first one approved?
Yes, we
Yes.
voted
I
that
thought
already.
so.
Yes.
Yeah, we voted that already.
All right, second motion.
I would move to grant application for a one-day license to conduct a one-day game commonly called Beano for September 6th, 2025, for the Townsend Municipal Outreach for Summer Celebration and Fundraiser. Townsend Town Common, 257 Main Street, Townsend, Mass. 01469.
Second,
To be signed out of session.
to be signed out of session.
Any further discussion?
No.
Hearing none, roll call.
Veronica Kell, yes.
Valerie Goodrich, yes.
And Laura Schiffern, yes.
Thank
Thank you very much.
And on behalf of my board members that are here for TEO, I think it was you.
All of them. They came in case you had additional
Thank
questions
you.
about TEO. So thank you, appreciate it, and pray for no rain.
Yeah, and will this be up on the website, town website, so we can direct people to it? It's just a description of,
Yes, now that this is all approved, we'll have the JTAGs and everything circulating. We just wanted to have everything in hand and have it formally in front of you before we started advertising. So,
Sounds good.
all right, do you want to keep
hopefully it's
those for
successful.
your records?
I'll give it to Sabrina.
Okay,
Yes.
great, thank you so much.
Thank you. What about this?
We'll make an
Should this go with it?
announcement.
Yeah, we have a
Yeah,
copy.
if there's a folder, that would be good.
Kim, we will make an announcement under announcements. That'll be read again.
Okay, great, thank you so much.
And then we will do that.
Okay. Down to 3 appointments of officials, personnel, votes may be taken. Real deal, Cindy? I have a question. Cindy King, are you there?
Yes, I stepped away for a moment. What can I help you with?
Well, we seem to have a majority of the Historic District Commission here without a joint meeting.
So they're informed,
They're in quorum.
Yep.
this has to be understood and noted. If they are beyond two, they stand in a quorum.
Yeah, they're a quorum.
This is a part of the Roberts rules.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can you start that question again? I'm not quite sure I understand.
We're going to be appointing to the Historic Commission. The Select Board is, it's on our agenda.
Okay,
There's a quorum of the Historic District Commission here, and they have not posted.
okay, then they can't speak. If they sit there quietly,
As long as they don't
If the-
deliberate, right?
if they do not speak, if no one speaks, then they're not considered deliberating. But if somebody on that commission wants to speak, they need to go below a quorum.
Okay.
So if one of them leaves, I can't see who's in there. I'm not looking at the whole thing. So, but if they have a quorum and they're not posted, it's a violation. They can sit there quietly with the whole board. Of course, and Lori counts because she's on the board. But if they reduce their numbers to less than a quorum, then one of them can speak about whatever they want. But if they have a quorum there, they cannot speak about anything that's within their jurisdiction, which I assume that the reason that they're there is because they want to speak about the appointments that you're doing. But
Yeah.
I suggest to the commission that they reduce their number to below a
So we
quorum.
just have the chair here and myself because I am on the commission.
But you're
so
not
we
a
do not-
quorum? You're less than
We
a
are
quorum?
not a quorum. Historic District Commission does not have a quorum.
Okay, then they can speak about, the appointments, they can be there, they can speak about whatever they want, but I think somebody mentioned that they might have a quorum, but if they're under a quorum, that's good, no problem.
They left the room, we closed the door. Okay? So we are going on now to 3.1.
You just know that conversation had already begun when they were in quorum. Well,
They
was
were
in
conversing.
public. Conversation had already begun while they were in a quorum status.
Okay, well,
So the cat's already out of the bag, and now
they're out of,
I'm not gonna say anymore. I want to work with the commission.
Right.
But it was already in violation when I witnessed conversation between four of them and the discussion. That's only in my.
Okay, well, we understand that, but now we're in the select board meeting
No more
and,
than two.
okay, 3.1. Appoint James DeRorian to the Historic District Commission effective July 30th, 2025 until 6/30/2028. Is there a motion?
I move to appoint James Duronian to the Historic District Commission effective 7/30/2025 until 6/30/2028.
Second.
Second. Jim, do you want to come up to the table?
Sure, absolutely. And the card next to you, saying a word.
Okay, don't say anything.
I want to thank you for volunteering. I know you're doing other things for the town as well.
Trying to do.
Appreciate your retirement so
I
that you
like
can.
it. Retirement's good.
Did you want to say a few words?
As I understand, Mary Jane, you had sent me a letter, and I thank you. But I think my curiosity of it was for the 14th, for me to sit down with you to move through this process. Is that what your intentions were with the letter when you sent it to me registered?
I didn't know registered letters were sent out to the volunteers.
No.
Could you
Registered letters were sent out to James Dorian because I could not get a email address from him.
I don't, listen. That
So I
should
sent
have,
you, so I sent you a letter.
that should have nothing to do with it. I want to stay
I thought you
on, let's
called
stay
it.
on point.
No, I want everything in writing because I
But
feel,
you said you were calling.
I
the
said I
volunteers.
was, and after I left that meeting, I decided I wanted things in writing for this very reason. I want people to know, number one, I think that you should be recused from this because you're a member of the HDC and a liaison.
Yeah, I'm just running the meeting. I don't have to vote.
Okay, just so that is noted, Sabrina. And also, I have an issue with the fact that you, being our liaison, have not brought information to the board during the liaison
What are you
period.
talking about? I sat on the board.
I'm talking about this board, the board of selectmen. You didn't tell them that we were working on this.
I
But
did.
we have a very important issue right now at the HDC, as you well know. We are on the brink of losing the HDC. And you know that because I discussed it at the meeting several times. We have an appeal in process right now. So having applicants on a board that may not even exist after August 6th was not a priority for me. I have contacted Jennifer Ravelette, Maria Milliken, and James DeRoyan. If he doesn't like, and you don't like, that I sent a certified letter for information so I could have
I
stuff in
didn't
writing.
hear about it till now.
No, I'm not asking, I'm just saying, if he doesn't like it and you don't like it, I am sorry, but that was the only communication. I'm not doing verbal, because if he said, she said, I'm not going there.
I don't know what we're talking about.
We're talking
so
about
could-
his disgusting remark that I sent him a letter and he's insulted by it.
Just a minute. Let me go
Can I
back
say
to the
something?
volunteer
I
forms when
will
they
end
came
this
in.
right now. I will egress, and I will go forward in a different format. I will not tolerate this. Let it be known, you need to curb your disposition talking about or to me, ma'am, please.
Okay,
Please.
how do you want to proceed?
Okay, so, well, let me go back.
Do you want to read the letter and then you can talk about it?
Go ahead, read the letter. I don't know anything about it. As a member of HDC, I do not know anything about it.
I'm fairly acclimated with certain procedure and going forward. We have never in any way sent a registered letter to an applicant for conservation, agriculture, or anything of the sort. I think it might have been more confusion, and I wanted some clarity to it so I could better understand what I was reading and what was truly behind a registered letter for an appointment for a volunteer board.
Okay, I can answer the registered letter part.
Could you maybe address your comment to me prior to that with the disgusting, please?
No, I don't want to go back there.
Well, it'll be noted. Thank you.
Okay, but I can discuss the registered letter
Yes, ma'am.
because I was not sure about your address
You've
because
been there since 1959.
I understand that, but I was uncertain because you have a rural, you don't have a post office box, you have a number, and I wanted to make sure that you got the letter. So the only way I could make sure, according to the post office guy, was to have it registered. And that way I knew you received it.
That's not flying with me. I've been here since 1959. Everybody in town pretty much knows the farm. I'm on conservation, I do agriculture, and I'm pretty much here on a regular basis. I don't bother you too much, but
Okay,
Nelson sees me. If you needed to get in touch with me,
but I didn't
That's
want to do it over the
easy,
phone.
easy.
I wanted to do it in writing because I wanted you to understand what the specific qualifications were as we intended to tell Maria and Jennifer when we needed them.
you could have come to my house. We could
That would
have had
never
a cup
happen.
of coffee and
That would
it would
never
have been fine.
Well,
It's communication,
a
I
we
find.
do have a motion on the floor.
We have a volunteer response form,
Yes.
and that's what we're considering.
Right.
So there's a
And
letter here, but
The
that's.
forms
whatever-
came in, what was the date the forms came in?
James is on June 3rd.
Beginning of June.
Okay.
Here we are almost 2 months later. Okay, we are,
So you're not gonna
any further
consider,
discussion?
yes, please. You're not gonna consider the fact that, as
There
a
are new
board,
members on boards all the time. We all learn.
no, wait, no. Would you please pull up, seeing that you have this, can you pull up the Townsend bylaws for the composite of the HDC?
Yes, on charter.
I think it's right here, actually.
And one of the things that we need on the board is an architect. And we discussed this,
Mhm.
How often, I'm curious, like, how often the makeup has actually had those individuals on it?
There was one 2
since the
years ago.
beginning.
So it's always had,
Well, there was an architect,
Well,
but he
before.
resigned several years ago.
He resigned 2 years ago. But up until that time, there was always an architect.
So do you have an architect in mind?
No, we're looking for one.
Oh, okay.
We're actively
There's two
looking for.
vacancies and one alternate position. 2 alternates and 2 vacancies. We only have 3 volunteer forms. We still can get an architect.
No, we have another, there is another volunteer firm. I guess you don't have it yet. Correct, Sabrina? Kathy's Crawford? Yes.
We do have one.
Oh, you don't have it. I have it in my box. How did it get there? It's stamped.
Don't they go to you first?
Well, I did.
They go to the town clerk.
Volunteer forms?
Yes. Usually unless it says separately when it's submitted, but. Well, is there a motion, I guess?
Well, wait, I have to say some other things. So did you bring it up?
composition of.
Yeah, so the composition of the board is supposed to be an architect, a real estate person, residents of the historic district, and members of the Townsend Historic Society. That
We
is
have
the,
2 members. How many members are on the board that are Historic Society? Two, right?
Two.
Three? Is it just you and Claire?
No, Jerry is, me, Jerry.
So three of you are.
Yep.
But it's
And
only supposed to be-
Susan and Claire both live in the district.
Yeah.
You're a real estate agent.
Yeah.
We need an architect. So,
But we have three other positions. They don't have to be anything. You can have two at large.
two, doesn't say at large, does it?
So in the bylaws, it does not specify the makeup.
Correct.
It says, I mean, I could go through
Please
it.
read it.
Go to four. Is it?
Are you on
Oh, that's-
54-4?
Yeah.
Please read it.
Hereby established Historic District Commission under the provisions of the Historic District Act, General Laws, Chapter 40C, consisting of 7 members of the board, appointed by the Board of Selectmen, including 1 member where possible from 2 nominees submitted by the Historical Society or the Society for Preservation of New York, New England Antiquities. 1 member where possible from 2 nominees of the Massachusetts State Chapter of American Institute of Architects. And 1 member where possible from 2 nominees of Field Hill. So
It's not a hard and fast. It's a where
All right.
possible.
So in other words, you're
So-
gonna appoint these people regardless of them not being vetted by HDC. Is that what we're getting here? You're taking your executive power to override the HDC meeting and vetting the people that they're gonna serve on, right?
My take on this is we are getting volunteers on boards to fill the board.
We don't want warm bodies on the board. We want people who are committed to the historic preservation, Veronica.
I have
Because
never
we're-
considered Jim to be a warm body. And I've worked with him on the Conservation Commission.
But is he a member?
Aggravating at times, but I've been working on it.
Pardon me?
So you're gonna, a warm body, okay.
We need people on
We've been
board.
asking for volunteers at every
And-
single meeting.
We've only had 2 since we've had this, and we have a more important issue.
I'm talking
And we
about
have 3
the
to
select
appoint
board to do the
today.
appointing, have been asking for months. You were given these the beginning of June.
Yes, and I've had 2 meetings with you, and I have not been able to concentrate on these applicants
Well,
because I'm really worried about the zoning appeal. That's what's really bothering me.
Let them learn. Let them learn. What's wrong with learning? Everybody's been new.
This is not about learning, Laura. This is about defending the Historic District Commission in the number 2, 1, 2, and 3 districts.
I think all the boards and committees are important, and they all serve a purpose for the town. But it's up to the board.
Sir,
Are you ready to vote?
I'm ready for a motion.
Before you move, I just make a brief comment, just
Sure.
to get on the page. I gotta like her enthusiasm to her commission. That's a lot of dedication, and I get it. We have trouble bringing people on board with conservation. We would only hope to have some particular people that are understanding of hydrology, soils, plant. I could go on, there's a litany of things, stuff that I've learned from the Veronica over my time. She has a problem. I do not like being addressed by her like that. When I want to come on to this board, learn from them, help out with it, and be productive and do things to my town. It's hard to want to say, I'd love to get into this commission. Is this what it might be like?
Hopefully not.
Okay, thank you. And I take you spot on for that.
Are you saying that? Or you're not saying that? Are you saying something
You've been
other
trying-
than?
Oh, is the bat still here?
He was flying on the hallway. I put him in the Great Hall, but you want me to try to get him out?
No, leave him in the Great Hall, but he might find his way back down. He's very crafty.
Okay.
he's a known occupant.
Okay.
I opened the front door.
Entertainment?
It was flying around down here this afternoon.
I opened the front door.
The dynamics of town hall. I love it. I love it.
We are off topic.
Okay, so let's go to 3.1 and move forward.
comments on the motion? I made the motion.
You made the motion, I didn't hear it.
So-
Second?
Okay.
Yeah.
And we had
Yeah,
discussion.
and I mean, I would like to add a thought, as a member of the select board, maybe.
You're allowed.
So where I fall in this is, in reading this, it's where possible.
Yes.
And I understand the best intentions are to get this exact breakdown of 2 and 2 and 2. But we have such a shortage of volunteers for boards in town right now that in an ideal world, absolutely, we could wait. But I also feel that there's an even bigger importance of having full boards at times, especially when there seem to be issues that require a quorum and a vote. And if any of those members are out, those votes aren't going to be able to be taken. So that's just my thought on that. And as a 7-member board, quorum is 4.
Yeah.
So if any member is not present,
Yeah.
and it sounds like they have a lot of important things to vote on right now, so.
If you're ready to vote. Roll call.
Veronica Cal, aye.
Valerie Good,
And I will abstain. And welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank
volunteering.
you.
Apologize for
I will
insult
serve
to
Mary Jane
anybody.
well. I'm applicable and I'll listen and be a good, but I hope.
When we're new, we have to learn. I'm learning every day.
If we don't, where do we go?
Thank you very much.
I'll see you.
Thank you.
I'll talk some garlic this week.
Okay, 3.2.
I do have garlic.
Really did another
Maria
5,000 pounds.
Milligan.
Oh, good.
Do you want to come up?
Sure.
You are,
Maria
oh,
Milligan.
you're Maria.
That's right.
And, do you want to introduce yourself and tell us what you do?
Sure. Maria Milliken. I live in Townsend with my husband and 2 boys. We were not originally from Townsend, so we've lived here about 7 years. I work for Murphy Insurance Agency. I'm an insurance sales.
Oh, okay.
Producer.
So, at the last historic, I won't vote, but at the last historic meeting, that we had, there was an issue brought up about the insurance on historic homes and how they would have, the committee members were actually saying that they either were not given their insurance again,
Yeah.
or told to go someplace else,
Yeah.
or it was raised really high, and it was all because their homes were built before 1900.
Yes.
And I said, why don't you call the insurance person that put the volunteer form in?
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, I did not get a phone call that I recall, but yes, I've been in the insurance business for 20 years.
Oh, good.
And I've lived in Vermont. I'm born and raised in Portland, Maine, and live here now again with my husband Drew and my 2 kids, Parker and Emmett. And they, I want to be involved. I have not a lot of time, but I've seen the work that's been done in town, and it's
Do you set
refreshing.
your own hours, because they tend to, which
Yeah.
is different, they tend to meet at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm flexible. I'm in
I
sales.
think it's a second.
Yeah, I got an
Thursday
email.
of the
Actually, Mary Jane, is it?
Yes.
She did send me a lovely email.
Oh, good.
Good.
Okay, good. Okay.
Seems like there's a lot going on, and that's fine. I'm just here as a new, fresh perspective to listen and give my my help where needed. So
We like perspectives.
Yes, exactly.
As the newest member of this board,
Yeah.
I think it's very helpful.
good.
And me new in this position as well.
Okay.
So thank you
Nice to
for
meet you all.
stepping forward.
Sure. Yeah.
We
happy to help.
appreciate it.
Is there a motion?
Yeah. I move to appoint Maria Milliken, it is, right?
Milliken. Yep.
Milliken to the Historic District Commission, effective 7/30/2025 until 6/30/2028.
Second.
And this is as a full member.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, it was the same for the other one.
Yes.
Did that have to be stated in the motion?
I think the time period states it.
Yeah.
In and of itself.
Well,
It's
I
a
can
three-year
make sure to specify the
term.
Yeah.
I will specify the other. Yeah, but this is a full.
Yeah,
Okay,
this
fine.
is for, right.
Okay, so that's understood by everybody.
Yeah.
No further discussion, roll call,
Veronica Cal, aye.
Valerie Goodrich, aye.
and I'll abstain, but welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
And,
you, thank you for volunteering.
Read up about open meeting law.
Okay.
It's on the state
I will.
website.
I will.
You'll read it in the state.
All right, lots to learn.
Yeah, there's a lot to learn, and we will have a training, I don't know when it'll
Oh,
be yet, but it's coming up.
Thank you.
Thank you for volunteering.
All right.
Okay, so on 3.3, Jennifer's not here, but did you speak to her about the alternate? What did she do? Oh, Jennifer Revelette.
I don't see someone by that name, the Zoom link.
I'm not on the Zoom, so I don't know.
I mean, she gave a pretty good description in her.
In her volunteers, she wrote a whole thing. Let's see if I can get that up.
Okay. So can we, Amanda Blake, the alternate. Okay, thank you.
She was what?
Interested in the alternate position.
Okay, yeah,
So
that
that's
is
good,
what
and
she
they still
said.
have a vacancy for alternate. Right, even after that. So, okay. Is there a motion for Jennifer Revelette?
I move to appoint Jennifer Ravalette to the Historic District Commission effective 7/30/2025 until 6/30/2028 as an alternate.
Second?
Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Veronica Cal, aye.
Valerie Goodrich, aye.
And Laura Schifrin, aye. Thank you to all three of the new appointees, and please remember to go to the town clerk's office and get sworn in.
Right.
And you want to do that before, I think it's August 14th is their meeting, so as soon as you can go to the town clerk's office, if they want to go to the hearing. Thank you for
Yeah,
saying that.
that's true.
Please get sworn in,
Is
soon.
there a hearing?
And if there's a zoning board hearing where the
Oh.
historic commission has appealed a decision of the building inspector.
Oh, okay.
So that certainly would be a great groundbreaking.
And when is that?
Something new,
When
August
is that?
6th. I don't know what time.
6:30.
6:30. Thank you, Nelson.
All right.
Okay. I guess we can go to 4.1, select board goals for fiscal 26.
I will start by handing out mine. This is something that's in Nelson's contract.
Okay.
Should I pull that up?
Just reviewed.
And so so I did this. I assumed that we all wrote our own goals.
Mine is
and
on, sure.
online. Okay.
I'm just gonna excuse myself for 1 minute. You guys can keep looking at this.
Okay.
I got there too.
All right.
I will tell you that mine are to catch up on everything, like ASAP, because we have been so distracted by so many things, not just being new to everything, but just all the blindsided events that have happened. Plus, and I am learning every day, and I apologize for any of the unintended, for sure, mistakes that I've made with the open meeting law violations, but I am learning. And the public records requests have taken up so much time, and that's not normal. Although it happens, it's not normal for this town this much in the last 5 or 6 months, or almost 8 months now. So I'm hoping that we can resolve a lot of these issues and that the training will happen sooner than later. And do you have a date yet?
I do not. We've reached out to Adam. I will reach out to him to see if he can, get give us some dates.
He said almost any time, and he will do two for us so that we can have one during the day and one in the evening. So anybody who's in town hall and it's easier during the day, they can come in and do it, or if it's people who are working all day, they can come in at night.
Okay, I'll reach out to him to solidify a date.
I am hoping as soon as possible, the latest, the first week in September. Everybody's asking for it. Everybody's got questions all the time. We constantly get more open meeting law violations, even though we went June 13th and thought we were okay. And that was in progress, but apparently we're not even answering things when we're supposed to, but I want all that to change. That's my biggest goal. Veronica, you have the floor.
All right, I think I'm the one that asked for this to be on the agenda. I don't know if anybody else did as well. But in the town administrator's contract, it states annually between June 1st and July 31st, the Board of Selectmen and the town administrator shall define measurable goals and performance objectives which they determine necessary for the proper operation of the town and in the attainment of the board's policy objectives, and shall further establish a relative priority among these various objectives. Goals and objectives shall generally be attainable within the time limits specified and within the annual operating and capital budgets and appropriations provided by the town and the events that have occurred during the year. The town administrator shall prepare in writing and submit for the board's approval such goals and objectives, which shall be signed by both parties and shall be attached to and become a part of this agreement.
And we are now behind.
And yeah, we are. The board and the town administrator will work together to develop an evaluation document to be used for the evaluation of the town administrator. This year, the town meeting process took much longer than it ever has, in my experience, in my 3 years as a select board member. So I don't think this is terrible, but I wanted to get the process started, and I think over the next 2 meetings, if we can, the way we always did it in the past, when I was a selectman prior, was that the select board brought our goals and we discussed them. And then the town administrator considered and we worked together to come up with what the evaluation tool would be. So seeing as how it was July 30th coming up, and you know, I knew that we weren't going to do this prior. We've had so many budgetary considerations, which we're not done with, but it's time to start moving towards the year. So we are a little late. We're about 2 months late of where we normally are with this process.
So that's what our goals. On the other, the flip side of that is we also have the TA's evaluation coming up. And that will be on.
Wait, I thought we already did that in March.
Yeah. The year, 1 year, the annual is due per the contract.
In March, we already did it.
No, we did not. His contract is August 24th. His contract was signed in July of 24. We're at a year. We're not at a year altogether. But per the contract, we're at a year. I've talked to Callie, and we'll work on the forms, and I think that we probably should meet for the August 19th.
I'm just reading in the 4th quarter of each fiscal year. So we did this in March, April.
I read the contract.
I'm looking at the contract.
And it says annual, which would bring him to this August.
But I think what Veronica is referring to is the very first sentence is that it's in the 4th quarter of each fiscal year that the board shall review and evaluate the performance of the TA. And the 4th quarter would be from April, May, or June of that particular fiscal year.
Okay, I just want to do goals. We can work out that.
Are you understanding it the same way?
The goals is being defined between June 1st and July 31st. And, you know, to Veronica's point, we've been
Okay.
very,
Down the goals.
working on the goals. And then it's the fourth quarter that you evaluate how I perform relative to those goals.
Is Kelly saying that there should be, so are we doing, when would,
In my mind, looking at the contract, we were going to be doing it in August for the year of his contract. Not the fiscal year, but the year of his contract. Because his contract ends in August or whatever of 27.
well, we could certainly do that if, so why did Callie have us evaluate in March?
I did, because we were new.
I mean, I don't think you guys were necessarily,
Because we
early,
really had nothing
because,
to go on.
you know, the fourth quarter starts technically in April. So I think doing it in March isn't, you know, that,
So
out
I
of the
see,
norm, so to speak.
this agreement
I'll
shall be
report
for a
next week.
term
I'll
effective.
report next week.
So let's put this on the agenda for next week and we can discuss, but can we talk about goals?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let me
Go
get
for it.
back to, all right, I need to get back to Valerie's. So,
I think ours are somewhat similar.
I think they are too. I think that my number one, financial management,
Which
is your number two goal.
Yeah.
Budget process and timing. I took it a little bit further.
Well, I took the other one further, so it's good.
Yeah. Policies in place, including updating those in existence and developing those that are not, meaning that do not exist. Purchase and budget for industry standard financial management software for the town, such as ClearGov, so that we have financial management software in place. So there was a big brouhaha about there not being a budget book. Well, we don't have the software to do that. Sure, you could do it with Excel. It would be so time consuming. I didn't see the finance committee putting stuff together, and they're the ones that do the Excel thing
And just
for
for
large part.
people's knowledge, previous budget books were because people were using software in this town.
The ones that from fiscal year 21 to fiscal year 21, 22, 23, 24, there were no budget books.
No, but the previous ones. prior to
The
that.
old ones were probably in the 2017 timeframe, and that was a contract with UMass. They provided a proprietary software
So
for
that's
the
one that
town.
people send me as a reference for what they feel is very informational.
Yes,
They often
and
send one of those ones to me as this was very helpful for me from that time frame.
and it was right, and that disappeared when I came in 2020 and we did the FY21. That software was not in existence in the town. There had been a changeover from Bassam or whoever was the IT person who must have managed the software files for the town to Guardian. And in that transition, that software disappeared. And why that happened, I don't know. I couldn't say. I just know that I never saw it. It's always been Excel. So we got ClearGov, and you guys have heard that whole story. So, and I fully expected when I came back as a selectman after being away for a year and a half or so, that we would be using that for the budget process. So I was really, really surprised that we weren't. So I don't know what happened there. I can't explain that either. So, because when I have actually logged into ClearGov for Townsend and looked at the data, and they were populating it, and all the select board members and all the FinCom had logins for it. And the trainings were supposed to happen after the budget process was completed in April, May timeframe. So we haven't had one for 5 years anyway. And I would like to see something in place that is industry standard, not something that someone makes up and that we can lose. I want it somewhere where it's accessible, usable, tested, doesn't make $87,000 mistakes. Something that you and I encountered in our first meeting, that there was an $87K shortfall in the budget of last year because of what's her name didn't want to talk about it, but because of a formula that apparently didn't get propagated to a line in a spreadsheet. That won't happen if we have tested software. Shouldn't happen. Revamp the budgeting process, including meeting with the finance team, the TA having, I should say, the finance team meeting on a regular basis. That's the TA, the assessor, the treasurer, the accountant, and all this is in our policies.
And a representative from the select board and FinCom also there, correct?
Not necessarily.
But
Well,
could be.
FinCom and Finance and the TA, because that's actually per his contract too, what he's responsible for doing to get the budget ready.
Yes.
So if that team is in place, I think that's gonna be better than the two, committees.
Look at the process, make sure the process is there, and make sure everybody's on top of the budget.
I would agree with this. I do think it would be handy to have one member from select board, one member of finance, meet with those people regularly.
That would be fine. Yeah, I'm on board, but just having something in place. And I know that apparently from an email I saw, the DLS was, it's the finance reviews that they do on a regular basis for any town that requests it. So I would like to make.
2011, I think.
Yeah, it's been a long time. And so I think Andy was here as RTA at that point. So in any event, I would like to see that the select board is on board with that as well. So that's number one.
I think there's someone on Zoom that has their hand up. Do you want to recognize them?
I want to go on with.
Did you have something quick, Cindy? 'Cause
Yeah,
we're in the process with the goals.
I just want to speak to Veronica's statement, which I know she's made before, regarding the budget book and this imaginary software. And I'm sorry I used that
It's
term,
not
but
imaginary.
hold on.
It's
Can
not
I please
imaginary.
speak?
It existed.
I was on the FinCom from like 2013 to 2015, and then from 2015 to 2019, I was on the Board of Selectmen. I know very well how the budget book was created, particularly during my time as selectman, because it was created by the town administrator. There was no I was also on the Board of Selectmen when Collins Center came in. There was no magic software that provided something so that you could easily just plug in some numbers to come up with the budget book. This is a standard document. You can go back to the town meeting information from those years and before 2015. Andy had a budget book, and it's a combination of using Excel to produce nice graphics. Unfortunately, we don't print in color, so it's kind of hard, but it's a Word document, and then it includes the very spreadsheets that the Board of Selectmen in this past town meeting, you provided all those spreadsheets to provide the budget. I don't think somebody did it for you, but the budget is included, as well as an explanation, a little bit of history, and it talks about some projections. The budget
Thank
book
you, Cindy.
is
I
not
understand
software.
what a budget book is. There is
But
software.
there was no
used to
software.
create it.
During those years, there
well,
was never software.
I think
Excel and Word.
Sue Licio, who was on the board with you, would speak differently about that.
I think she did when she was.
And she did when she was here. So it is
Sulicio was
not.
not on the board with me between 2015 and 2019. She came on the board in 2018. I was on the FinCom from 13 to 15 and the select board from 15 to 19, and there was no software. The software, in fact, Sue used to use Excel, and she used to brag about how good she was at Excel, and I'm not just criticizing that, but it was Excel and Word puts together the budget book.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy. All right, next.
All right, so back to our goal setting. Did I
Organization
lose?
structure.
Oh, here it is. I want to look at number 1 of Valerie's.
Yeah.
The coordinate, so my number 1 was the same as Valerie's number 2, essentially. Valerie's number 1 is coordination and regionalization for sustained fiscal stability. And some areas to start. The first one was discussions with Ashby and Pepperell for opportunities to regionalize. And
Did the letter go out? Yeah. Cool. The 3 towns, any response? To the 2 towns, I mean.
I have a quick update on that during my TA update.
okay,
All right, thank you.
good. And then B, Department of Public Works. So that's DPW. And that goes with my number 2. So 1B of Valerie's is my number 2. Looking at the organization structure, create a Department of Public Works incorporating highway facilities, waste management and recycling, cemeteries and parks, and excluding water. And then create a separate minutes clerk position to support the Board of Health, the Historic District Commission, and any other board that doesn't have staff to work on minutes so that we can get those all organized. So
And with the similar, one of the things that I hear a lot is the agendas from town are kind of different formats in all over the place.
Yeah, there should.
Right.
And again, I think having that person to remind new board members of things like open meeting law in a meeting, say, oh, we shouldn't, that's off topic, that's off agenda, that individual to be that.
And a lot of them are still sending out to everybody on the board. They're not blind copying.
right.
So that would help with that
And
too.
that open meeting law training that is being
That's all,
planned
it's all related
is
to
part
each
of
Will be
that
there.
too. So number 3, I put human resources because we know that's a position that we will lose halfway through FY27. So I put for my number 3 primary goals was to provide for this function by reorganizing the executive office to include a town administrator, an assistant town administrator, and a clerk, and incorporate the HR function into that somehow. And I think that where DLS can provide support for financial management, I think they could also provide support for an organization structure. And so maybe that's something to explore. What's the process for getting this going and how do we go about it? These are my suggestions. It's not the end all be all. This is the way it must be, but these are just ideas that, so then I'm going to go back to Valerie's. Her number 3 is communication and collaboration with the school district, and number 4, communication with citizens. I would put that, looking at my number 1 under my secondary goals. These are similar things that could be munched together. Mine is provide support and training to the existing staff so that each department is updating their portion of the website on a regular basis. That would help so much with communication. And maybe there are other ideas around that. I don't know.
Too.
And our website is in need of a boost. So however we do that, that's something
I
that,
think that also too is, I know there's MMA training on towns, not board members, using Facebook and social media.
yeah,
It's very often, just so everybody knows, read only. It's just informational, but getting that so that people can link to it, because that's where a lot of the discussions are happening.
yes,
And, the town administrator can put out a small report. The, Board of Health can
Yes.
put out a small report on that same page. So only read only, so it's just informational purposes, but it's all in one place though.
yeah.
So that would be related to this, I think.
So I would be more than happy to move my number 1 secondary up to a number 4.
Oh, no, I don't do it.
Can we,
Everyone should be muted.
Juice it. Watch who's it there.
can you go to right there now?
Okay, that's good.
Okay. All right, so in any event, that is pretty much. And then training and communication with employees and elected and appointed
That's
board
kind
members.
of what,
And that's that and what Lori was saying about open meeting law and the, keeping the agendas consistent, having some consistency there. So that would be really useful.
And how are we gonna get more funding? That's at the top.
We'll
of
worry
my mind.
about that separate.
But I'm just
But,
saying that
We'll get there, we'll get there. We're making, well, I look back at my goals from 3 years ago. And one of the things was make use of the grant programs that the state has. As a town, we weren't, but we are now.
Oh, yeah.
And we
have
should
for
put back on the
years.
agenda a report on the grants. We have
It
that
was.
and is it on there?
It's on there for tonight.
For tonight?
Status update on grants.
Oh, good,
Yeah.
good.
I can speak to
Okay,
that.
Because we didn't get it.
because we really are making use of that where we weren't before. So as a town, so that's a positive, and so there may be other options there. All right, so I had several more secondaries, which are all like pie in the sky. I mean, it might be all we can do, but it's all, you always could get a little. Anyway, number 2, develop long-term plans for vacant town buildings, resurrect the previous RFP for the Hart Library. That had been put out before. We might want to look at that. This is like an on the side when we get bored with everything else.
Well, we did talk about it, it just hasn't had time to do anything.
And then this is just it would be fun to create a roadway, pedestrian and bicycle corridor and have a map for the town showing where these are. Develop a document strategy for historic documents and documents going forward that is written down. So we have the money for the digitization project. We should have almost a policy, a written, this is how it's going to be, so that it is consistent over time as town administrators and town boards change and town staff, so that everybody knows how documents are kept, how they're digitized. And I mean, the Hart Library, there is so much paper in there that it's,
There's
needed.
also so much mold in there.
Well, could be, but,
No, there is.
oh, is there? I haven't been
It's
in
not
there for a
could be.
while.
Yeah, it's sad.
So it would be nice to have, as we're doing the project for digitization, to develop a policy for how this is done, where we store things, what are our blah, blah, blah.com, where are we keeping things? What's our file structure? What's our software? Those sorts of things.
Under
So,
number 3 too, that's something that was discussed at the economic forum. So as we do the branding or promotion for Townsend, that would be a great little asset.
yeah.
Okay, that corridor.
And we're on the way there. Number 5, continue to work on recommendations from the MVP plan, municipal vulnerability plan, to make sure Townsend is a climate resilient community. And there are little things being done with the consultant that we have from that regional grant.
well, the energy committee too.
The energy committee.
There's actually, tomorrow night at the library, there's I think it's 6 o'clock. Climate action.
Uh,
Is that canceled? Never mind.
That's part of my,
Never mind. We'll
my
go to
announcement.
Yeah, okay.
TA updates.
But it is that sort of thing, to keep that moving forward. Making sure that we have a river that goes through town. And you look at things that happened in, Central Texas. Could that happen here? What do we do to make sure that structures are high enough, that we are climate resiliency?
On that one, Veronica, there is actually, I didn't check on it yet, there's an MMA upcoming meeting on select boards and emergency preparedness that might be interesting for people to look at related to that. I haven't registered for it yet, but.
I have all these MMA things that I've just kind of set to the side.
This one was in particular how a select board would respond in those situations.
And then my last one, and that this you might be more aware of, but I'm not on the economic thing, and I haven't seen a report on it. I have no idea what that economic group is doing. It's been meeting with Margaret for about a year. But it's consider and plan for the economic future of the town in a measured and
You're
thoughtful
talking
way.
about the town collaborative, not our economic development grant. The town's economic grant or the town collaborative?
The collaborative, the one where people meet about everything.
Yeah.
I can give a report on that when we get to that.
Yeah, okay.
Like the July meeting.
Because I have no idea what that committee is doing, not a single clue. So, I'm not on the committee, I'm not, and there are no reports anywhere that I can find has to do with communication
I'm going
for people to
I
know
actually
that this is
brought-
what's happening.
I wanted to know because
And I stopped there because I figured from that and with Valerie's and that we could, I did mine before I read Valerie, that we could, amongst the four of us, come up with goals for the town that are reasonable for the time period and measurable.
And
That's,
I agree with a lot of these. I think based on the timing of the year, we probably should keep it
that's why I did primary and secondary.
pretty primary. In particular, your number 2, which is my number 1, I think requires a lot of time-sensitive decision-making because
Yes.
some of that would require approval at special town meeting in
Right.
order to incorporate into the budget for next year. So if that is a goal that we really want to go forward with the
We need to
TA,
get moving.
we really should probably consider that because I think and I know it seems alarming to talk about organization and mutilation and these like moving to DPW. A lot of towns have done those things, and it's not like everything happens all at once. There's the first year we do this, the second year we do this,
Yes.
the third year we do this. So the change wouldn't be all at once. But in order to do that, we have to get the structure situated with the town in order to even move forward.
There is a document, it's about 10 years old now.
Yeah.
DLS put it together for a DPW in town. It was never acted on, I'm not sure why, but it wasn't. And so,
talked about.
I think it was about the time that we started having a lot of turnover.
yes, in the
Executively,
police department. So in any event, it just got set by the wayside. And so that might be another opportunity to work with DLS to look at that because from a financial perspective and the state that the town's in, and which, with the lack of support for additional taxes, there has to be something because the costs do not decline for the town. So something has to be done to consolidate, regionalize, to be more efficient at the jobs that we as a town are required to provide for not jobs, I shouldn't say services.
Yeah.
So there we go. So should we? Yeah, I'm sorry.
What else did I have? I think you covered most of it, Veronica. In particular, my big one was that first one of the financial management and then any sort of restructuring that we think would be helpful for financial management.
Yeah, and the human resources thing might just fit into that as we go. So Sabrina has something, Lori.
Oh yeah, I did add that too, which would probably fit in with the finance part,
Yeah.
financial management. Because I know we need to get a 5-year.
Yeah, I didn't write that down, but absolutely.
And I know Don from FinCom, I don't know if he's still, yeah.
He's fine.
I don't know if we want to ask him to come on the 5-year plan, but I know that's a big priority of his too. So.
Yeah, I think that's part of the whole financial management piece. So, so those two together would make sense to you know, the financial and the organizational.
So I guess the question is, how many
organization.
goals do we want to realistically set for this year? 3, 4?
I like primary and secondary, so, but I think in my mind, and Laura, you can weigh in on this, you too, Nelson, I think it's worth thinking about and putting it on the agenda for next week.
Yeah.
For, you know, what's reasonable, where are some, places we can go to get support, because we don't have funds in the budget right now to pay a lot for support. So looking at MMA or DLS would make sense. Something that's funded other than through tax dollars to help us where we need to look at things. So
I'm good with that, so to put that on the agenda next week. Okay, got it.
I don't have anything else on that, unless you do, Laura.
I don't either. We can revisit next week and
Okay.
go forward. I'm not in opposition of anything you said, and I just added what my short list is. Mine is more on the emergency. Okay, so we have 4.2, if we're ready to move on, is the second reading. I'm reading it, I'm sorry.
Okay. So we need to second reading the animals in public buildings policy?
Mhm.
Okay. This is policy number 062025. It replaces policy number 07-2019. Animals in public buildings policy. Purpose: the town of Townsend is responsible for assuring the health and safety of all employees and members of the public who either work in or visit our municipal buildings. Animals may pose a threat or may cause allergic reactions. Some individuals may also be distracted by the presence of animals, particularly dogs. Policy: the town of Townsend does not permit employees or visitors to bring animals into municipal buildings other than service animals as defined herein, or authorized police dogs, canines, in service with the Townsend Police Department. An employee or a visitor who requires the help of a service animal, as defined by federal regulations in 28 CFR 36.104, any dog that is individually trained to do work or perform tasks for the benefit of an individual with a disability, will be permitted to bring a service dog animal into a municipal building, provided that the animal's presence does not create a danger to others and does not impose an undue hardship upon the town's employees or operations. Therapy or comfort animals are not considered service animals and are likewise prohibited unless they are brought into a town building with the express authorization by the Selectboard or a designee as part of a town-sponsored program.
First reading was on July 15th, the second reading is today, July 30th. Any other comments? Motion to approve and sign?
I will make a motion that we approve and sign the animals in public buildings policy.
And I will second that.
Okay. Any discussion? Hearing none, vote.
Veronica Kelley.
Val Goodrich,
Laura Schifrin, aye.
do you want this one right here?
You want that, because mine's marked.
Yeah.
You just do that one? I don't know what's on the back side.
I just printed them, so.
So, is it
So this
just?
is a knowledge of receipt, in case someone needs.
Oh, yeah, okay,
The
very
place.
good. Let's see.
Pass this to you. Thank you.
While we're on policy, would you mind sending us the, policy for the permits or licenses and stuff for us to review? And we can bring that up if we want to make some adjustments to it, if we should add things in writing. Okay? Is that okay with you guys? To review? Okay. Okay, 4.3, status update on grants that we just talked about.
Yeah, could you screen share that, so that it can be seen?
Sure.
Who would like to screen share?
That will be me. Hold on, Hartley, I need to join in on the meeting first.
Okay.
Give me 2 seconds while I log
You want to
in.
take a recess for a second?
We'll take a recess for 60 seconds, please, or 2 minutes.
Again,
Thank you.
thank you. All right, a lot of these grants have been completed. It's just part of, our sort of tracking. Actually,
From when to when? These grants began when?
most of them are, I would say, from 2024 onward. Some
Okay.
grants
All right.
typically take a year or two to finish. So,
And we're in the middle of some right
Correct.
now.
yep. So I'll just go through them sort of one by one. Some I'll speak more than others. We received a grant a couple years ago to do a ADA study. So we got some money from the state to sort of evaluate all of our town buildings and properties to see what might be ADA compliant and what might not be. So a company did come out to each and every building, and there was a report that was provided by the contractor. So that has been completed, and this report is pretty important for potential future grants. A lot of grant opportunities require this sort of study to be done. That way we can
So
target.
this was just a study to look at buildings to see where it needs work, where corrections need to be made.
Yes. So now moving forward, we can apply for certain grants that might deal with ADA compliance. Some of these measures are very expensive, and the town certainly doesn't have the money to do it. But now that we have this evaluation done, we can target certain grants to pay for projects. We have a energy manager. You've met the individual, Michelle Zaneka. She also is part of Pepperell, Littleton, and Dunstable. So it's grant funded. It's for a year, and currently she is working on the climate action plan that we kind of have a lot of the pieces. She's kind of using all kinds of various reports that we received throughout the years, and putting it together into a cohesive climate action plan. And I guess I'll talk about
You need to have that as well in order to apply for a grant for assistance in that goal.
I don't think that was a primary goal of ours, but I think having the climate action plan moving forward, there may be some great opportunities for that. Talking about the climate action plan, Valerie had mentioned the climate action forum that's actually was supposed to happen in the senior center library tomorrow evening. Unfortunately, we are going to cancel it due to low registration numbers. I'm not that surprised, it being sort of the middle of the summer. And I think part of it also is the subject matter itself is not, I guess, that
Exciting.
that might be a certain way to put it. So what we're gonna do is regroup, try to have it in the fall, get more participation, maybe advertise a little bit more. We were planning on using the electronic signboards, but we've been using to promote the special town election, so timing wasn't the best. So we're gonna cancel, regroup for the fall, and hoping we get more participation.
Sounds good.
Green Communities, that's another grant that every year we apply for. We did apply for it again this year with the help of MRPC as well as the Energy Committee themselves. We should hear back later this summer if we receive the grant.
What are the projects, 7?
I don't have the list in front of me, but most of the projects this go around was related to the schools. Yep, so there's still a bunch of lighting that needs to be replaced in a couple of the schools. So
That was done with the municipal buildings 2 years ago, right? I think it was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, we
Changed all LED.
Correct. Yep. Schools are a lot bigger, there's a lot more lighting, so we still have a couple more schools to sort of retrofit.
And that's done through the grants.
Correct. The Mass Trails, Squanicook Rail Trail 119 grant, that's pretty much been completed. You probably have seen it. It's at the corner of 119 and South Street, is it?
Yeah.
So
Use it all the time.
Yep. So and I think Bill Rideout gave us a shout out at the I think it was the annual town meeting. So that's sort of been completed. We're just maybe some punch list items to take a look at, but for the most part, it's pretty much complete. So we're doing some closeout activities, but that's a project I'm happy to announce that.
I can't see the numbers. They're really small. Do you know what the total is?
214,680
That wasn't for the whole thing, though. That was just for the sidewalk.
It was for that sidewalk.
Yeah.
Not for the
The
whole trip.
connector sidewalk from the church to the other side of the lights.
It's very convenient.
Lot safer.
Nobody hit me on my bike when I'm going across it.
So we have a digital equity grant. I think this one MRPC had made a presentation on recently, and due to pulling of federal funding, things are kind of on pause at the moment, but they're looking for other grant opportunities to sort of get some of the digital equity initiatives off the ground.
I don't know if this is the place to ask this, but in digital equity, do you know if this is, never mind.
That's the one, the library work.
Yeah,
on
no,
this
this
one.
is the library
Yeah.
work. I was gonna ask something else, but I'll ask it in a different context.
Okay.
Okay.
That was basically providing access to people that
That's
basically
one.
through the senior center of the library.
That's one initiative, you know, providing more internet access, more training, even providing some hotspots for folks to take home with them. You know, because the library might be great, but, you know, folks may have kids that need it for schoolwork or just.
I think this is a stopgap too. I mean, we have sections of town that really need high-speed access, that don't.
Yeah, like the center of town.
Yeah, well.
Yes, me.
I would love to have it on the
Awful
common,
service.
so you can sit at the common, but anyway, okay,
Right in my
let's
office.
go on here.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty bad.
Let me see, the MVP action grant, that was stormwater related, activities. We, contracted with Weston and Sampson to do a bunch of stormwater mapping, including culvert, looking at all the culverts here in town. That's pretty much been completed, and we actually have a report done by Weston and Sampson called the, what is it called? Had it here earlier. It's basically something that Weston and Sampson, it's a report that they put together at the conclusion of their stormwater mapping.
Is that a report that we could put up on the website?
Yeah, absolutely, and I think Kieran mentioned it. He might have even is in the process of putting it up. I'll make
Okay.
sure it's put up.
All right,
There, you know, in the land
that
use
would be great.
department.
We'll see if they mention my road. It's like a river. The rain is hard.
That's what I'm talking about.
Let's see what's next. There was a one-stop grant for a walk bridge, pedestrian bridge.
Is that the one up here that we
Yeah,
did?
off of near Brookline. So that is currently being worked on the engineering phase at the moment. Once that's complete, we will, I believe, apply for a grant to actually build that pedestrian walk bridge. Let's see here. We have a MRPC grant to help with a zoning bylaw. I think that's something that Beth has sort of been spearheading, you know, on her end.
Does it say how much funding, or it just says full for that one?
They never give you really a dollar amount for any of the MRPC grants, the regular DLTA or, you know, those district local technical assistant. You don't really get a dollar amount.
They just kind of
They just do it.
Yeah. It tends to be generally around 35,000 and basically it's for the labor, for the planner to
So,
do
but this,
the work.
is this also like, something like this used for the MBTA communities, or is that just?
Yes.
Yes,
Same
Yes.
type of thing.
Perfect.
Let me see, there's a wild and scenic rivers grant, surveying of Concom properties. There's a note here that Kieran doesn't really have a update on that, so I'll work with him to see if he can dig up some historical files and see what the status of that might be.
I know they've been working on that because they've talked about it in meetings. So, the Concom, this is.
Okay. There's two grants related to the Kids Country Playground. One is the MOD grant, the other one is the Park grant. The old playground has been demolished, and we are scheduled to, and that was one of my updates. There's been a soft opening because that area has been leveled out, so there's no debris or anything that's dangerous, so kids can use it for the time being. The equipment is scheduled to be delivered in about 2 weeks' time. And so we're thinking everything should be completed by very late August, early September. So I wanted to thank the Highway Department and the Cemetery and Parks Department. They did a fabulous job mobilizing and taking down the structure. Doing it in-house saved us a bunch of money that we would have to pay a contractor to do. So, so I'm excited
It
to.
was Parks and Highway.
What's that?
Parks and Highway.
Yeah. Let's see. The fitness court, we're kind of towards the finish line, but we still need some money to finish it up. So we've actually applied for a T-Mobile grant that would,
Is that what was talked about behind the town hall here?
yeah, that's where the fitness court would be located once we,
I missed
break
that.
ground.
How did that get approved?
But that was approved years ago.
Oh, years ago.
My first round of select board, probably around 2022.
And so who was working on it? Like,
Emmy Fitness, the
Oh,
recreation has been working on that. And there were grants involved that the town accepted to obtain the equipment. So it's been a process.
it has been, and,
and insurance for that, and who runs it?
It's an open area. It is just like the playground at Kids Country.
Oh, anybody can go anytime.
Oh,
not
yes,
supervised.
yes, yes.
Okay.
so we still need some money to finish things up, because we actually need to, install. We have the equipment, which is, inside the garage here, but, we need some money to, actually, prep
The ground.
the ground, and, I think we have to lay, like concrete as well, and that's not, that's not, inexpensive to do that.
It has to be done right.
Correct.
Or-
So we've applied for, another grant to sort of, to do those activities, the site survey and installing the concrete slab that all the equipment will be sitting on top of.
Okay. No timetable for that. You looking for donations or?
I think the recreation department has done some fundraising efforts, over the years, but, we're still not there yet. Let's see.
This is gonna be like a accessory to the rail trail?
Well, it could be. I mean, that was part of the idea. When we did shared streets and spaces, we put a bike repair station behind the rec building. And thinking that it would, because you can get right down here from there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. So, is that it? So what's the whole total? Would you
There's
say
a
that
couple
we got
more
the grants?
things there. We're not done.
Oh, sorry.
So I'll go do these quickly. There's a grant that Kieran recently applied for, is for telehealth. So that's like doctor's appointments virtually versus going in person. That's kind of like gaining a lot of popularity ever since COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to get some grant funding to get some telehealth options here in town for folks who might not be able to go all the way into Boston or Worcester for appointments. He also applied for a hip hop square dance for seniors grant through the Mass Cultural Council. Not a ton of money, $1,000, so that might be enough for a couple sessions over at the senior center. It's a fun activity. Community Compact Fiber Grant. This is phase 2. Phase 1 included multiple buildings, town-owned buildings, including town hall here.
So you have that as 4.5? Right? Community Compact Grant, phase 2?
Oh yeah, so that's actually the contract itself, but this is this is the grant. So this is phase 2, and to sort of finish up the project, and yeah, that's one of the agenda items is to
Sign the contract?
yeah, we'll probably sign it out of session pending town council review. What else? There's another community compact grant. This is the digitization that we've been sort of talking about recently. The town clerk has kind of shepherded that process so far because, he has experience in the previous community with digitization. So we've already met with one vendor, sort of seen a demonstration of their capabilities. We have a couple more lined up. I think that one, no one from the Selectboard could actually make.
Yeah, that was 9 or something.
There's only been one that we've learned about, right?
Correct.
Presentation?
Yep.
Okay.
So we're still kind of in the fact-finding phase of the grant. Part of the concern is the grant will pay for, the actual scanning of all the documents, but there's potentially a ongoing cost, which is the storage of those files. Typically,
It's huge.
yeah, companies will store it on their server or the cloud, but there's obviously a cost to that, and you want permanent access to those files, which in theory means permanent cost involved.
Isn't there some degree, and I'm sure this is all set, what needs to be kept forever and what has a phase out?
7 years. Yeah, there's a whole thing on that.
Yep, so we would be very judicious about what we actually end up scanning and storing, because if this is a box of files that are 15 years old and that we can actually get rid of, it would be silly to be, for it to be part of this process.
But my concern is
Unless
that
that's historic.
Or like certain maps or plans that are, that are nowhere available except for,
I would think a lot of those would have to be filed with the Registry of Deeds, though, right? Like, if Camden is the only place something exists, that's one thing. But if we start having duplicate digital copies of things that are required to be someplace else, I worry that this project, if it has works in technology, could easily wind up costing us a significant amount of money if we're not careful of what files we're digitizing, just because of the storage size of the municipality.
If they are at registries, if it's items that have been recorded at the registry, no copies.
Right.
We've met them many times.
And I'm sure if these people work with municipalities, they understand.
They know.
Yeah, they know sort of the retention periods and, what needs to be retained basically forever and what can sort of be destroyed after 3, 5, 7 years.
My concern, as I've told Nelson, is that we have online permitting, which does store a digital copy of things, is to make sure that whatever we're doing is compatible or works with that somehow.
And it's not
So that we are not duplicating the process. That's exactly right.
As an idea, would it be possible to add that on to the training from town council or the schedule or
Yeah, he would know. I mean, if they would know as far as the years and stuff.
I'm sure that there's somewhere you could find a chart like that. I did it for land trust. We knew what we could get rid of after so many years, blah, blah, blah.
But
We had a
that could be part of
policy.
the training for new people.
Yeah, it could be, yeah.
So we're kind of just in the very preliminary stages of looking into what services are out there. Everyone has different software capabilities. The big one that I mentioned was the permanent storage of these files. So, we can always have it stored locally. All you need is, an actual hard drive here on site. So we're looking to connect with Guardian to see if that's possible. We also learned that the website, eCode, that has our charter and bylaw, the service that we pay for has some file storage capabilities, so we're kind of looking into that as well. So we're kind of looking at our options and, once we need a very long walk, trying to come up with a company to work with.
I would like to see a process document being developed as that work goes forward. So that we have a process in place for this, that people who come.
Probably eventually it would have to be a policy.
Yes, yes, but there needs to be a process document, so it's not just in, there's
Because we know what
one
happens
person.
to it, turnover.
Yes, I don't want one point of contact, or you have to go to see that person to do that. My fear is that we would lose that the same way the software that.
And the problem with that is these are, especially these are legal records and that process gets lost somehow.
And the final one here is a complete streets grant for the Brookline Street sidewalk. This one, Kieran and I need to look into it a little bit more. He's been quite busy recently with the playground as well as the 119 sidewalk. Now that those have sort of wrapped up, I think this is the next one that he's really going to focus his energy on to figure out what we can timeline for this. I don't have a ton of information regarding that, but
has that been bid yet? We saw pictures. I thought it was bid.
No, it has not. I think I think the engineering part
is done.
Is in process at the moment.
Because we looked at we had a presentation on this. Might have been April.
Yeah, I think those were like renderings.
Yes.
Yeah, that has not been out to bid yet.
Okay.
So, given it's late July, I don't know where the process is at the moment.
Okay.
The engineering.
Okay. When does it have to be expended by?
I think this one is December 2026.
So we have a year.
So we have time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like the one with the digitization we have until.
So if we get everything done,
October
it could happen next spring, summer.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Yep. So that's the extent of the grants, and the grand total is 1.87 million. Pretty substantial.
Yeah. With a match of 110,000, which is really good.
Yeah.
Quite an investment, return on investment.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to keep that up. It's more than pays for the grant writer.
Right.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
So maybe an update in a couple months if he has anything coming up, and of course, watch if something else comes up that he's gonna file for.
Yep.
I think that's the next tab, the grants available and applied to. We don't have to go over that, but it is the next tab.
And we're constantly looking for grants to apply for. Some are more modest in scope and dollar amounts. Certainly the ones that I've gone through today, some of them are pretty substantial, in the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Right.
So we're constantly looking for grants to.
I'm guessing also department heads should go to Karen when they have specific ones, because often they will get grants that come to them.
Well, MRPC sends it, I mean, I don't know about the other ones, I know more about MRPC. As soon as something's out, it goes out to all the department heads and the TA.
I was thinking, like the specific area, like library or council on aging or highway, they may get to them, and I just want to remind them to go to Kieran. They don't have to do that process themselves.
Right. I do know some departments kind of keep the grant writing and application process in-house. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, but certainly Kieran is a resource if, resources, manpower is.
Maybe just bring that up at a department head meeting to remind people too. That sometimes gets.
Because not everybody is a grant writer.
Well, and I think sometimes department heads, they're so busy, something pops up in their inbox and they're just like, that would be great if I had
Time.
an hour.
Right.
or 10, 20, but even
Yeah.
an hour to think about it, and if they remember that there's a resource there to use for it.
Okay, so let's go to 4.5.
4.4.
Well,
Oh, are we go? are
oh
we-
no, we have to do 4.4. For the agenda. So Nelson, what are your recommendations?
So, let's see, I think originally we were targeting September 30th, the last Tuesday, to have a special town meeting, mainly to
The MBTA.
the MBTA community
Yeah.
act. Adam is not able to make it on the 30th, and given his expertise
Yeah,
and
we want it.
involvement in it, I think it would be wise to find a date that he could accommodate. So we were looking at the 24th or the 25th of September. Adam did indicate he would be available. I didn't hear back from John Barrett yet.
Oh,
We-
yeah, either one, we had set the 24th for the select board meeting, so we could do it that night if that's possible.
Okay.
I won't be here, but that's okay. You
24th?
can do it without me. Yes.
Why don't you do that?
Um,
25th?
I mean, I'm good for a select board meeting on the 25th, but 24th, but I won't be in person,
Oh, okay.
most likely.
And is that for the week?
Yeah, that's for a long time, so,
That's for a long time.
yeah.
That you won't be at meetings?
I'll be, virtual.
Virtual.
I'm looking at our September meetings though, because we looked at this already.
Yeah,
I'll be there on the 2nd.
yeah. And the 24th is
The
all right.
24th is virtual, and I had the 30th down for select board. So, the 30th I'd be here, but the 24th I will not be, present.
Okay,
So, it's fine then. You can do it without me. Not a problem.
So the one trick is even either of us, anything happens, if we're sick, the meeting can't happen, like say, because we don't have a quorum.
right.
You need a quorum for the special town.
Like the board, yeah. I think,
Oh, yeah, you do.
yeah, because it has,
Absolutely.
Understood.
So just know that.
well, we need the moderator.
Yeah, so
So-
I'll touch base with John to see if he's available. So if we just assume that the 24th is available,
Yeah.
and we kind of work backwards, I think the planning board wanted to have some, public hearing, was it 2 weeks or up to a month
needs to be-
before?
Yeah. 7 days is good, but,
And then we also would need to open and close the warrant. And given that it's really for just the,
well, they can hold the public hearing anytime,
right,
okay? That, we don't have to hold up any dates, but they don't have to hold up their public hearing at all.
right.
They can have it anytime.
So I think so they should have it, sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
You know, don't wanna cut it too close to the special town meeting.
Okay, so what do we need to, after opening and closing and posting before?
So it's a special town meeting, which means we need to post 2 weeks prior. I think opening and closing the warrant, it doesn't need to be that long since it's really just for the MBTA Communities Act. Certainly we could, add
I
a
mean,
couple.
if we need to put something else on, we can, but it's not gonna be a long warrant.
Right, correct. I think we have, all of August or even into September to sort of, determine, when we want to open and close the warrant. So
How many days before the meeting again do we have to post
2 weeks.
the warrant?
Is it 2 weeks?
I believe so,
Yeah,
yes.
it's 2 weeks.
Okay, posted 2 weeks before, but, we wanna open and close it in case something else needs to go on?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Correct.
Do you have to give any, minimum?
I don't think,
You can do it in the same day, I believe, as long as you, make it known.
yeah. I mean, there's no reason why we would do that, so I would keep it up open for maybe, a week or two. And, I
Do
mean,
you
we,
wanna do it like say the 19th of August to open it and close it the 2nd or the 9th of September?
Close it the 2nd of September.
Tuesday, and it's a 2nd?
Sabrina has
What?
You might want to close it before a, select board meeting, so you can talk about it.
Right.
Well, the 2nd? Close it the 2nd?
The 2nd is a select board meeting,
Yeah.
so maybe we close it the Friday before, the 29th or
Oh,
something.
so we can discuss it. Okay.
Oh, no, you wouldn't suggest when you submit it though.
Before it's submitted.
Before it's closed.
Before it's closed, then let's open it on the 19th and close it on the 3rd. Well, that's fine. Or, well, close it on the 2nd. We have a select board meeting on the
And after
2nd.
the meeting?
Yeah,
Close it
after the meeting, yeah.
Okay, so, or close it at what, 5 o'clock before?
But if we want to
Discuss?
you would wanna
Then do the
review,
3rd.
you would wanna review and discuss it.
And then close it?
No, you would close it and then you would review and discuss
Okay,
the
so
submissions that have come in.
noon on September 2nd?
Yep.
Does that work? So we're opening on the 19th of August and closing on September the 2nd at noon. And then we discuss that night and hopefully,
And so we're saying we're gonna do it on the 24th,
Yeah.
knowing that.
Yeah.
If one of us, it'll have to be canceled, if,
it's kind of unfair what he's doing.
Yeah.
But I think we're okay with what we're planning.
yeah, even though
And
the
get,
date
and
next
get
week.
the answer. I mean, if you could find out by next Tuesday, the 5th, our next meeting.
Do we want an alternate date if it's not the 24th? Just so we don't have to come back and forth again?
Why not October 7th?
That's what I was gonna say.
October?
We have a
October 7th.
select board meeting planned for October 7th. Why not that day?
Because I think Beth asked for it in September. Why don't we stay with the open and close?
Yes, yes.
Why don't we, I'll discuss with Beth
Okay,
and tell her what this is looking like. You get the dates that the moderator is ready or can do it, and then the dates from Adam, and we'll discuss next week.
okay.
24th, 7th, yeah.
Yep, that sounds
Okay.
good.
But at least we have our opening and close.
Yeah.
Okay?
Do we need to vote on that?
I don't know. Do you want to vote? Motion to open and close without a date. The warrant.
We could do it we could
We could do
open
it
and close the warrant.
Yeah, we'll just wait
Yeah.
until next week when we have like all the details so we can.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. But I think that's what we're looking at for, as far as opening and closing.
Okay.
We shall see. All right, so putting that to August 5th. And 4.5, Nelson?
So we were talking about the community compact grant, phase 2 of the fiber project. The vendor that we use for phase 1 is called Comtract. They are on the state bid list, so we can certainly use them again. They have, done phase 1 for us, so, they can quickly mobilize and work on phase 2. So I'm suggesting that we, sign the contract for the community compact grant with Comtrack, out of session, pending legal, review.
This is for municipal buildings.
Correct. This is 4.5.
It's for, okay, that's this.
Yeah, that's the state contract that the vendor works under. And I'm not sure if in your packet, the scope of work. Stated.
Coming up.
Any questions?
They were used for the first part,
Excuse me?
same contractor for the first phase,
Correct.
and there was no issues with that.
Nope.
Okay, there it is, there it is.
This is, for the grant? Or
Yes.
this is- Okay.
So it sounds like phase 2 is the reading room and the recycling center.
Correct.
So all other buildings are set already?
The contact name says Eric Slagle. Should that change?
Yeah, I'll have him
Probably.
change that.
Okay. And same with the email address?
Yes.
Is there a motion? We have a motion to sign on this question.
I would make a motion to sign the community compact grant phase 2 fiber contract as discussed out of session with, after legal review with, operational. What's the exact name of the,
Something, isn't it? Contract Corporation?
Contract
Something like that.
Corporation? There's like 5 different names
Yeah.
on the documents,
I will second that,
pending legal review.
yes.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Veronica Kell, yes.
Charlie Goodrich, yes?
Laura Schiffern, yes. Thank you. 4.6. Wilson, on the 6-wheel dump truck.
So the 6-wheel dump truck was approved at town meeting as a capital project. And what we are doing tonight is voting on the useful life of the piece of equipment. And why that is important is because if we agree on a useful life of 15 years for this piece of equipment, we can, when we go out to borrow, we can borrow for a 15-year term, which would stretch out the payments and it would sort of lessen the burden on the general fund.
Sure.
Because if we were going to do 5 years, those payments would be pretty sizable, and I'm not sure if the budget can actually handle that.
So where's the, life described as by the manufacturer?
I'm not sure what the manufacturer would say, but certainly the one that it's currently, that it would be replacing is about 22 years old.
Oh.
So, a 15-year useful life is certainly
Reasonable.
correct. And, we also have bond counsel that kind of reviews it because, you couldn't say it had a 30-year lifespan.
Right.
So I think 15 years is a pretty good compromise and that stretches out the payments and, it's still within reason, yeah. So, on
Your
the,
motion.
so, let's see, Valerie, the packet that you have.
Yep. I
Um,
have a whole bunch of stuff in it, yeah.
so let me see which one it is. It's the document,
Retirements letter?
and if you look on page 7, there is, some language there.
Yep. Just a second. This is from the loan agency. So this is written as an I statement by the clerk.
So that's what you would end up signing and sort of,
So it doesn't have to be signed by the whole board?
it looks like it's just you, but the vote itself, that should be, there should be a motion for that.
Okay. Just in the interest of transparency too, once, as in the packet, once the dump truck's out, capital stabilization is down to $1,936 for everybody listening. So, vote of the select board as to useful life. This is a motion as read. I, the clerk of the select board of Townsend of Massachusetts, certify that at a meeting of the board held July 30th, 2025, at which all members of the board were duly notified and at which a quorum is present, the following vote is unanimously passed, all of which appears on the official record of the board in my custody. Voted that the maximum useful life of the dump truck, so this would be the motion. I move that the maximum useful life of the dump truck with plow be financed with the proceeds of the $295,000 borrowing authorization by the vote of the town passed June 18th, 2025. Article 15 is hereby determined pursuant to General Law, Chapter 44(7)(1) to be 15 years.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call vote.
Veronica Kell, yes.
Good at Jess.
Laura Schiffern, yes.
Should I read the last part now?
Yeah.
I further certify that the vote was taken at a meeting open to the public, that the vote was not taken by secret ballot, that a notice stating the place, date, time, and agenda for the meeting, which agenda included the adoption of the above vote, was filed with the town clerk, and a copy thereof posted in a mirror conspicuously visible to the public at all hours in or of the municipal building of the office of the town clerk is located, or if applicable, in accordance with an alternative method of notice prescribed or approved by the Attorney General as set forth in 940 CMR 29.032B, at least 48 hours, not including Saturdays, Sundays, and legal holidays, prior to the time of the meeting, and remained so posted at the time of the meeting, that no deliberation or decision in connection with the subject matter of this vote were taken in executive session, all in accordance with General Law, Chapter 30A, 1825 as amended.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Very good. It's all together. Okay. 4.7, review, discuss public comment policy. Veronica, would you like to take this?
The public comment policy?
We have it here to review. We have the old one and an updated one.
Is this you, Veronica, or me?
Oh, do you want to do it?
I think it was you.
Okay. So this was new. I think When was this passed? It was passed,
2018.
no, the newer one was passed when?
I don't know, but we had a first reading. This is the first reading, right? The draft of the first reading.
So this was never actually passed.
No,
No,
This was,
this was what was in place when I became a selectman in 2020. The old
Old
one.
one.
Yeah, and we used to allow public comment.
Oh, I'm
But
sorry.
then,
No, I'm sorry.
This is
Let me
2018.
let me restart. In my head, I was doing public records request policy and not.
oh,
No,
that's
no.
different, yeah.
No, you're right.
no, public comment.
Scratch
policy.
whatever I just asked. My brain was not caught up with the agenda. Public comment policy, yes, this was my thing. So in speaking with council, this basically was exactly what council recommended after the Supreme Court ruling about language in public comments, which kind of invalidated our previous policy
That's right.
because it speaks to decorum, which we cannot do.
Oh.
So the new one here is basically word for word what town council recommends for all boards. It is still at the discretion of the chair. So
Oh, yeah, understood.
whether or not to have a public comment at any meeting is just that this policy sets the rules under which, if the chair so deems to have a public comment, would be followed.
Would you like to do it as a first reading, the recommendation?
You want any discussion or?
Well, then we could discuss.
Okay.
That's
I
what
mean,
I
after you
think.
read it.
I think we should because,
Yeah, please.
Whatever you go.
well, hang on, we don't have first reading on the agenda. We have review, discuss. So maybe we should do the first reading at the next meeting.
Yeah.
But if you want to read it,
Yes.
Yes,
and then we
and
can
say,
discuss.
And
as
you
you
know,
go along.
I'll stop at the end of each section for
Okay.
commentary
Yes,
or
let's do
thoughts,
that.
and then I can pass those comments back to council.
Yes,
Okay.
that would be good,
Whoever
yeah.
can, to see if we want, because we obviously, this
That's
is just the template by which. So to start, public comment policy, the town of Townsend welcomes everyone to the meetings of its many public bodies. All such meetings are held in accordance with the Commonwealth's open meeting law and state and federal free speech laws. We are your local elected and appointed public officials and believe that public participation is crucial to town government. Town officials do their best to inform and to listen to the public, but must also ensure that they are efficiently and effectively, promptly performing their respective duties to serve the community. Any questions?
That looks good to me.
Sounds good.
I think the important thing is about effectively, promptly performing, just because we don't want meetings to last all night and get off track too much. To this end, the following rules governing public participation at the meetings of all town public bodies. 1, the chair or his or her designee shall devote a period at each meeting to public comment, the public comment period, to the extent that doing so does not interfere with the public body's ability to perform its duties in an orderly, efficient, and timely manner. The point of the meeting at which the public comment period takes place, the duration of the public comment period, the number of individuals and or entities who are permitted to speak, which individuals and or entities are permitted to speak, and the time for which such individuals or entities are permitted to speak shall be at the sole discretion of the chair or his or her designee, provided, however, that the chair shall do to the best of his or her ability, ensure that each individual and or entity who is permitted to speak is allotted an equal amount of time in which to do so. When public comments are not required to pertain, while public comments are not required to pertain to an agenda item for that particular meeting, such comments must pertain to a matter within the public body's jurisdiction. Public comments on matters outside the public body's jurisdiction will not be permitted. Because they are not constitutionally protected, the following comments shall likewise not be permitted. True threats, incitements to imminent lawless conduct, statements that were found by a court of law to be defamatory, and sexually explicit statements made to appeal to prurient. I have to look at that vocabulary. So I think the important part here is comments must pertain to a matter within the public body's jurisdiction. So like, if the Board of Health decided to adopt this public comment policy, and someone came in and started talking about select board things, that would not be within the jurisdiction of the Board of Health and should not be permitted. Because their scope is very limited, they have to be careful that they don't violate open meeting law by getting off track of their agendas with public comments.
Okay, so likewise, what is the jurisdiction of the select board?
Pretty broad.
Right. Yeah, I don't
But this
know.
would prevent, if someone came in and started talking about the governor or national politics.
That's not.
Exactly.
in
That's
our-
not within our jurisdiction, or even, some, issue related to details of the school or something like that. That's not within our jurisdiction. We could even say that something that's brought up that's from another board is not within our jurisdiction. To some degree, right? Like if it was a specific, particular thing that we weren't supposed to vote on.
Right, however, we are, each of us, and when there's gonna be 5, each one of the select board is going to be a liaison to the different boards, committees, appointed or elected. So it's broad. I mean, I guess I would have a question about that, like,
What constitutes in the purview of the board?
yeah, and I mean, I would want people to speak, obviously, but we also need to get our business done, like it says.
I think that you can limit to a minute. You can say you have a minute.
Quickly,
And you could
bring
say-
up their point.
You could say 3 individuals, 2 minutes each, or
Or-
some people
right,
do,
right.
5 individuals, 3 minutes each. It depends on how long you
Okay.
want. But as long
Or
as you
how many
set
people,
that,
because sometimes there won't be anybody.
and you could, as the chair, you could, have that on an agenda, and sometimes take it off the agenda for that particular meeting, if you just thought there was too
Whatever
much
was
stuff going on.
Yeah, okay. All right.
And because the way I understand it too, if this policy is in place, it doesn't de facto mean you have to have public comment at every meeting. It just means this is the
Okay.
policy if you decide to have
Okay, all right. So the only thing then I would say about that paragraph was the word that none of us knew what it was should be another word. Okay?
Good point.
I don't want people reading it saying, what are you talking
I'll ask.
about, you know?
It seems like a very legal word to me.
But we're,
Yeah.
he's a lawyer, yes, but we're not,
Okay.
and commonly people are not.
Okay. Section 3, individuals and or entities who are permitted to speak during the public comment period shall begin their remarks by stating their name and address, including their town or city of residence.
Yeah.
Number 4, individuals and or entities who are permitted to speak during the public comment period shall do so only through the chair.
Yep.
I think that's really important.
That's protocol.
Yeah.
I agree.
And that's related also to
That is protocol. People should know that.
but I think that's also related to the fact that members of the governing body have to understand that they're not to respond to the public comment.
Right.
Okay,
It's to listen.
to listen.
It's a comment.
The comment is
that
not,
it.
because you risk violating open meeting law if the board starts commenting on something that's being brought up that's not on the agenda.
Correct.
So
Very
it's
good.
just a,
Okay, so that's part of the training. If we have this, chairs should definitely have that back brought to the attention.
and no, this doesn't explicitly state that every board must follow this policy. It's just, if we follow this policy, we say this policy is available to the other boards,
Oh, yeah, sure,
because they do govern themselves.
right.
5, entities who are permitted to speak during the public comment period must select a single spokesperson through which to do so. The spokesperson must identify themselves and the entity for which he/she is speaking, including his or her official position within said entity, as well as the entity's physical address. Like in this instance, the PO wanted to make public comment about something,
Yeah.
one
I
representative.
thought about the same thing, yeah.
6, individuals and or entities who are permitted to speak during the public comment period shall not be permitted to assign their time to another entity or individual unless such assignment is required as a reasonable accommodation for such individuals and or spokespersons because they have a disability. 7,
For a minute, I thought it was Congress.
I see my time. Go ahead.
okay. 7, if an individual and or spokesperson for spokespersons for an entity permitted to speak during the public comment period requires a reasonable accommodation to speak because of his/her disability, he/she must contact the chair at least 40 hours prior to the meeting to arrange for such accommodation, which may include permitting said individual or spokesperson to speak for a longer time than the other individuals and or entities permitted to speak during the public comment period. For example, if someone used ASL.
Who's what?
Sign language.
Oh, yeah.
Or,
That 48 hours, we wouldn't want to find out on Sunday.
48 business hours.
Well, Saturday and Sunday doesn't count in the posting.
I know, but
Do you want me to get clarification on that?
yeah, get clarification on that. It would be good to know on Friday.
And imagine whatever
Yeah,
wording
I guess
is
we would
in
have no-
postings for agendas would suffice it here.
Yeah, I don't know that. So just clarify, I think.
So if that's in our policy and should that happen, do we have a way to accommodate?
I think that would have to be determined. Usually individuals like that have a resource that they can direct you to.
Oh,
I know at least for the
I
sign
don't know.
language perspective, usually they would have, there's usually state. From a healthcare perspective, it's usually you just call somebody up and they have to
Right.
provide that service. And yeah, all the things kind of, they usually know what they need in these circumstances, and I would default to whatever someone said they needed rather than try and.
so if you get those two questions, answered from Adam, and
Then we can
give to Sabrina to do first reading for the next meeting. Yep. Sounds good. Thank you for doing that. That's important. Okay. 4.8, review, discuss open meeting law complaint and public records request response processes. I guess this is me, and I want to say that I am learning every day, and that I think I did whatever correctly today by this, but I'd like to read it for everyone out there, because I probably haven't read it enough. Instructions for a public body that receives a complaint. The chair must disseminate the complaint to the members of the public body. I did not know that that was part of my instruction, and I should have, I guess, before I became chair. The public body must meet to review the complaint within 14 days, usually 20 to 22 calendar days. After review, but within 14 business days, the public body must respond to the complaint in writing and must send the complainant a response and a description of any action the public body has taken to address it. At the same time, the body must send the attorney general a copy of the response. The public body may delegate this responsibility to its counsel or a staff member, but only after it has met to review the complaint. If a public body requires more time to review the complaint and respond, it may request an extension of time for good cause by contacting the Division of Open Government. So I just wanted to read that into the record, and I did also want to apologize for any of the missteps that I have had, and promise to practice more, because I think we're getting a lot of practice on this, but hopefully, not anymore after today. It will be done exactly to the letter. So thank you for bringing that to my attention.
note that, the town council can receive a, you know, draft for a response, but that would be at the end or afterwards.
Well, once I send this, once I send one, then the body would review the complaint, so it would be read in open session.
The town council can receive, direction from the chair or the TA to draft a response.
Okay. Okay. What Sabrina's saying is that, town council can draft a response, at the order of the chair or the TA.
And I think, you know, you're feeling like it's a lot, that's why you have the TA.
Yes.
Forward it to us and on and on.
Well, I think you all got something today. So, it started already. Okay, so I've done that. 4.9, Highway Department, Chapter 90 request for Apple Drive.
There's one, sorry.
What?
I lost the meeting that was there. Were we also gonna talk? It said
Complaint and.
public records response, request response processes. 4.8, so that was the
I
open
read it.
meeting law. But the public records request response processes. I think that was.
Open meeting law.
That's it,
and
that's the
pub-
process.
That's
right.
But that's different from public records
But the public
request.
records request response. So it's both of those.
Well,
Do
it's
we
a little
actually-
bit different process.
Oh,
You don't
and
have to
public
talk
records
about a
request
public
response.
records
Oh, I
request
don't
in the
have that.
meeting.
No,
Do
You
I?
know, the public records request response on the agenda, it was being reviewed as part of.
similar to the open meeting law, how just reviewing how we do that. I guess the question I had is
The public records one is just to individuals.
but
Right?
right, so I guess the clarification I'm looking for is, I thought recently we put in policy a place, we got charged after the
Oh,
first
yes.
hour. So, I
First
guess,
2 hours.
after the second hour?
You actually can charge right away, that's what our policy ended up doing, but by state, they can be charged for the first,
No, our
Hour.
policy is after 2
after
hours.
2 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
But because we are under 20,000 people, we technically can do it. So,
Exactly.
so I
Under
guess
10,000.
the question I have, and this could come with a response from the later meeting if necessary, is it seems that we have a lot of time that are being spent on these and have not charged for anything
Right,
yet.
town clerk,
So I guess syncing up the the policy with action, does that make any sense? I'm wondering if there's,
well, I think he's been informed.
Well,
yeah.
I think there is some,
And I don't know if I'm missing something, like they all fall under it doesn't qualify to be charged, or,
I just think we haven't been doing a good job of, documenting our time that it's taken to fulfill some of these requests. We just kind of do it as is without really considering how much time we've really spent on it.
so I think sometimes we get a lot of extraneous requests. And that's why we have that policy, so that we don't, but I wasn't.
I mean, this has been going on since December, January, constantly, all the time.
Yeah,
So
Public
I
record
don't know if this,
Even Kathy Stover complained about it.
so I just think it's like, it's a pattern I don't see changing. I could be wrong, I'm just talking openly here. And it seems like, I know that the police chief has a lot of experience with wording responses and like how, because they also get people who just keep crafting responses and stuff. I don't know if there's someone who can help with that, if we think we can put this in place. I just don't want to see it go on for a longer period of time. We set up a revolving fund for it, right?
We did.
And so
We set up a revolving fund, yes.
because if if that person's job is being taken up so much
Right.
by this aspect of governance, that's why we put the policy in place.
Harrison's saying the same thing.
Yeah, and so I just want to make sure that we start thinking about, and I know that we're behind on them because there's so many of them, but that we just start thinking of how we respond in order to make sure that we're getting, after that 2 hours, we're getting that, whatever the fee
The fee is
that's necessary.
$25 per hour.
And I think that's also important because as select board members, we are volunteers, that we figure out who we can give the responsibility to.
Right.
Because.
But we are also special town employees,
Yes, so that we don't,
so our time counts as well.
Well, our town counts, but we don't.
but we
get
can't
paid.
be compensated for
We're
it.
not compensated.
No, that's true.
And so that's also a point I'd like to get
Yeah.
clarified. Like, do we, if there's compensation if a request, say, takes 5 hours and 3 of it's your time, can we even charge for that? Or do you have to assign it to
The
someone
council
else?
question. Ask him when you talk.
But I don't know, I think Nelson, it's probably you figuring out how we start.
Charging
Yeah, so,
and town clerk.
Yeah.
Because he's well aware.
Yeah,
So-
you work together, I know you guys
so-
work together on it.
what we have done recently is, we've, a lot of times have requested, for the original requester to either, what's the word, narrow the scope of
Oh, yeah.
what they're looking for. That way we can, have a better sense of what the level of effort involved. And I think maybe where we're lacking at the moment is, once we receive that clarification, we haven't really estimated how long it would take to fulfill that request, because that's actually the next step. So once they've narrowed the scope and we receive that narrowed scope, then we kind of need to estimate, this is going to take 6 hours. Then what the next step is, we actually go back to the original requester. We reviewed your request and we estimate it's going to take 6 hours to produce the records you're looking for. Do you want to proceed? And I think we haven't done that much at all. So I can work with the town clerk to make sure we really get an estimate from either the individual or various departments involved, like, hey, how long do you think this request would take to fulfill?
And the way I read the state law, it can be a best faith estimate. And if it comes
Yeah.
back and, we overestimated, obviously we'd have to give it back.
Right. Or if it winds up being more,
Well,
you can
they-
request
Yeah,
further.
right.
They don't pay up front. Well, actually.
Yeah, I think
They
They
do.
have to before you
They
get-
don't get the
it.
data unless they
Yeah.
pay.
But yeah, if our estimate is 4 hours and it ends up being 3 hours, we would
Only
refund.
charge for 1 hour.
Yeah,
Or give 3.
Yeah. but if we estimated 4 hours and it ends up being 8, then, they would have to
Pay the
for-
difference.
Pay the difference.
So thank you for bringing that up, and the policy has been in place now since when?
That was the policy I was asking you about.
Middle of May.
Middle of May?
Yeah.
Okay, June, July.
And I know it's been a really busy
Okay.
time, but that's why I just want to bump it up every
It
once in a while
should
to
be
make
done.
sure.
It's,
Make sure we're
it's a
taking
policy
steps.
that needs to be adhered to.
I agree.
Okay. So 4.9, I can move on then.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
No, thank you for bringing it up. 4.9, Highway Department, Chapter 90, request for Apple Drive.
So the highway department has put forth a request to the select board to pave Apple Drive, mill and resurface it, to be exact.
Okay, 61,438.74. Is there a motion?
I would ask to sign it out of session because, I didn't get the agenda, email copy, and then the original copy.
This is blue. Oh, okay. All right. Just let her discuss.
Okay, I move that we Approve the highway department's request for chapter 9 funding. Chapter 9 funding to be used for Apple Drive to be signed out of session.
I will second that.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Veronica Cal, yes.
Alligator Jeff,
And Laura Schiffern, yes. Thank you.
go Apple Drive.
Okay, work session 5.1, town administrator updates and reports.
So I kind of updated a few things already on my list throughout the meeting tonight. The one thing I did not get to was, I know there's a desire to meet with the other two select boards in Ashby and Pepperell. So we are actively working to get that up and running. I do think there's a desire to sort of explore options to collaborate, share resources, regionalize. In fact, I actually just had a meeting with the Townsend and Pepperell TAs in this very room earlier this afternoon.
The Ashby and Pepperell.
Oh, right, I'm sorry.
I knew what you meant.
The purpose of that meeting this afternoon was to draft up a letter to the school department. We drafted one similarly last year.
The infamous 3% letter?
Yeah.
That one?
So we're probably gonna do something very similar this time around, because we kind of had the same problems as last year, so nothing really.
Well, we're gonna have problems that are worse, actually, and we can't afford, I don't know how anybody can say we can afford 4, 5, 6, 8, 10% increase when we're capped at 2.5, and we can't even do that. So if you take off the 2.5 and then 2.5, so that's 5, and where are we going? Nobody's gonna be able to function in town.
Right.
For services.
So both towns are very interested and very serious about what the long-term plans are for the three of us.
Yeah.
And we're really considering how to share resources and regionalize certain things. Everything is on the table at the moment. So we just have to find the right opportunity to make those things happen. And some of those initiatives take time. You know, it's not something that you can sort of affect overnight. It takes sometimes a couple years to, maybe even 3 years to get up and running. Because I agree, it's not sustainable what we're currently going through. You know, there are talks that, you know, the school formula may change in a couple of years. While I'm hopeful, it's wishful thinking to think that something so dramatic will change that would, you know, greatly assist us in the annual budget process. So, but nonetheless, you know, we plan to send a letter from the 3 TAs to the school district, sort of, again, reiterating our financial constraints.
Are we committing to any percent? I would want to know that, and I would want to make sure it's no more than 2, and that nothing else will be considered without an override for the schools. I wouldn't. I mean, we don't have the funds.
We don't.
And so that's, so what's in that letter?
We
Can
reduced
you?
our levy this year. So that's not coming back.
We haven't actually drafted it up yet. We just had a very preliminary discussion today. But I'll certainly share it with the board once we have something drafted. But even
I'm sure we're gonna see it before it gets sent.
Even the 3%, our assessment didn't come in at 3%.
I know. I mean, so, I mean, anything above what we commit to isn't tolerable. I mean, that's like a hard and fast, especially given that everything was cut in expenses and now we're, finding places in salaries.
It goes back to that goal of the, TA, accountant, treasurer, finance and select board members getting together regularly. In some towns, the superintendent is part of that group because 60% of the budget, 50.
In regional towns as well?
Yeah, just because, Acton Boxborough, I know that committee has or a school committee representative, just because they're aware of the entire financial picture.
I would rather have the superintendent than a school committee representative in this town, sorry to the school committee representatives, but.
Next.
That was all the updates I had. So yeah, we're trying to get the 3 select boards together. We're still working on that, but I'm trying to get it together for maybe late August, early September.
Okay. Okay, general government.
It is me. I don't have a lot. I'll have a better report from the library next time. They're finishing up summer reading. In terms of general government, I think we should get back on here the Dudley Meadows that we had all kind of said we wanted to transfer to conservation, because I think that might have to be on, that we could have a special town meeting, maybe?
If we're doing that, yes.
So maybe that, because that's with Concon, they're still wondering about that one. Because I think it just keeps getting dropped. General government, I guess I'm also have schools. I think the finance subcommittee met a couple weeks ago. I'm just finishing watching that for the school. And actually I recommend watch it because it kind of gives a wrap up of their fiscal year and where they stand.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I forgot to mention in that letter, I think what we are also gonna potentially request is for the 3 towns school assessment to potentially be reduced, given the amount of money apparently that's coming back to the school district and,
For FY 26?
So it's,
25.
it seems, I mean, I would
Wait, for FY 25?
there's preliminary, again, it's in the finance subcommittee, and the school committee is meeting, I think, August, I forget, sorry,
I can look it up.
Yeah, but I think they'll be discussed more there, so I don't want to speak on behalf of the entire school committee. But in the finance subcommittee meeting, it seems like there might be, it's up on YouTube. Like, I think it was 1 or 1.5 million left from FY 25, and I know they have to replenish D, but I think it's a good conversation to start from the perspective of, and they're not done wrapping up yet. So I would just pay attention to that, go look at it, and then also the next upcoming school committee meeting for anybody who's interested in that, just for, I think it's
I think
some good
we can
information
all
out there.
attend as long as we don't speak, correct?
Yes. Can all be you.
Because, given, our current financial situation, a reduced school assessment would greatly help with the budgetary issues we currently
And
have.
obviously it's based on the school committee.
Yeah, they're under no obligation to
but
reduce the assessment, but I think if there's enough buy-in from some of the committee members, we might be able to get enough votes, to reduce the assessment that we currently have.
So that's coming up in 2 weeks, so pay attention to it probably. And general government, I think, Laura, you also wanted small town council, you said? My report.
Yeah.
So this is my first meeting with them.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a member of select board from all 6 towns and another representative, and then Margaret Scarcer was there. And, it seems like they're working, there aren't bylaws or any sort of formal rules governing it, so I think that might be something. I mean, there was an agreement signed, Nelson was in some of the original meetings, I think.
Yeah, like last summer, fall.
Yeah, but so.
What was the agreement? Did you sign an agreement for
No.
Townsend?
I don't think so.
I can get that exact. I mean, I think that there's 2 sides of it where there's a lot of potential, and then some people are frustrated that it was taking a while and things weren't coming together.
A year.
Yeah, so, but I'll be attending the next meeting in August. Starting in the fall, we'll have to send someone else, because I said I'd be able to do it, but Fridays in the fall I won't be able to do. So, we'll just have to send someone else by then, but we'll see how August goes. And I think they're working on a website for the 6 towns.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I did, ask to, I viewed the meeting because of a comment that came from MRPC planning.
There did seem to be some, go ahead.
So, well, I saw Tracy Murphy was on, didn't say anything, just to introduce herself. I saw you were there. And I know most of the people that are on that through MRPC, through Realtor work. And they are frustrated. And I attended the first one, because he told me I had to, in December. And then between, until you went, I went to every meeting except maybe one. Nothing's changed. Nothing. Nothing.
Nothing has happened?
Nothing. So when it came to, well, I didn't see anything different anyway, and I don't think, and I know, because I talked to some people afterwards, that, no, it's the same regurgitation every meeting. So, and it's, once in a while there's an idea, it sounds like, yeah, they're gonna take off, whatever, but it's the same. So, we went through Veronica was on the planning board at the time with me when we were going through the master plan.
Right.
And kind of the same thing happened. It took so long because meetings weren't held on time, or they were canceled, or you lose half of the people. So I just wanted to get your take on it and for you to get a flavor of what's going on there. I'm not sure how long that's going to last. I really don't. But we can't tie our economic grant to working with the collaborative, because we're not going to get anywhere. So that's planning. I mean, I talked to Beth about that, and she's very concerned. So I haven't had a conversation there with Tracy Murphy, but
Okay.
Everybody wants things to succeed, and go forward, but it's really, there's a lot of frustration because it's something that's gonna need a lot of money to sustain any promotion of the group, the towns, the region, to draw people in. So we can only hope that things will get better. Elected boards, that's me. If you're done.
Yeah.
So I have a report from Beth that she would like me to read. The town now, this is planning board and zoning. The town now has the final climate resilience drainage master plan funded through a municipal Vulnerability Preparedness Action Grant. Many thanks to our collaborators and stakeholders, town staff, land use, Weston and Sampson, the Neshoba River Watershed Association, and MVP staff. The plan is on the land use department page of the website. So if people want to look at that, they can.
So this
God
was,
willing.
this was that grant I was, referring to when we're talking about
Okay.
grant updates.
All right. 2, the Town of Townsend's Open Space and Recreation Plan has received final approval, making the town eligible for Division of Conservation Services, DCS, grants for the next 10 years. Many thanks to Open Space and Recreation Committee and town staff land use for their multi-year efforts achieving this important milestone. 3, the ZBA seeks candidates to fill a full member vacancy, and the Planning Board seeks candidates to fill a full member vacancy. So again, we're looking for that. So that's planning and zoning, and some grant talk in between. And I was at the Water Commissioners meeting, and we just had the only business day. It was a very short meeting this week. They were only closing out warrant articles for 2025. So there were 3 warrants that they closed out. They were zeroed. I think it's too bad that we all know that Dave is going through something right now. I think it's really too bad because I've seen his documents and he clearly, to me, in my mind, as liaison with him, did everything appropriately.
Everything was public record.
Everything was public record from like the October, November timeframe before.
I was on the select board and we reviewed it.
And conservation
prior to that date, we were asked to review a stormwater management plan for the facility. So I'm not exactly sure what this is about, and I really think that we should be at any hearings that are held and supporting Dave.
I watched the hearing. There was a hearing yesterday. Was it yesterday?
It was on Monday, I believe.
Were you on it?
I wasn't on, but I watched it after. I wasn't able to do it on Monday.
How did you get the link?
2:00. I think it's on YouTube.
Okay.
I think it's on YouTube.
All right. Thank you.
And what's really sad is it's so convoluted. And to say that, I mean, things were said that I do not believe are factual on this.
That's why the town needs to be
the comments
supporting.
that people were making, they do not know all the ins and outs of it. Somebody had a grind, an axe to grind, and somebody knows somebody at the state, and so they're getting him because they want to get somebody else. But he wasn't even involved in the bidding. What he did went to all department heads. They all went to the same departments. Everybody had it before. Things were approved way before. And then it went out to bid by a third party.
Mm-hmm.
So to say that the town's going to be sued because somebody got papers beforehand and somebody, first of all, saved the town money, and it wasn't even.
Have we applied for insurance counsel?
Yeah, we're waiting for a.
We're trying to get
a case was opened and we're waiting.
We're trying to get an official determination from our liability insurance company.
Right. Okay.
I too think we should be helping him. He's got all the documents he needs. Somebody made up a story and somebody at the state has it in for somebody. And that is disgusting. because that building is, we're so fortunate to have that happen here for Townsend. Not only that, but have it come in at less money than it would have cost us, and then have Dave, who has a certain license, so he could be the superintendent of something else, that ended up saving $700,000 by him working overtime. It's crazy.
Right.
Just crazy. Anyway, so that's that one. I did that one. I think that was all of my, oh. Yeah, no, that's for the executive. Okay. Okay, nothing else? For public
Okay.
safety?
The only thing I have, I mean, I know that our fire chief is here to talk to us about,
You know, it said in the
Yeah.
executive?
yes. But other than that, it's, I guess the only question I have is the encroachment at Squanicook Meadows. Were you able to look into that? Otherwise, I would like it put back on the agenda for the next meeting.
I wasn't. Was I supposed to do something?
Yeah, I thought you were gonna look into it before we determined whether or not to go forward with sending a
What was I
letter.
doing?
You were gonna find out about the property owner on Horseshoe Drive. I thought, that's what I understood from our last meeting.
Oh,
Yes.
God, and Horseshoe Drive doesn't even ring a bell to me. I'm sorry.
Okay. Let's put this back on the agenda and we'll go forward from there. Okay,
Dudley
sounds good.
Probably so. You keep
Um,
coming back on and off, right?
Meadows?
No, Squanicook
Squan-
Meadows.
No, Dudley.
Well, Dudley too, but
Dudley, yeah,
Squanicook
both,
is a
yeah.
separate one. The encroachment there
Okay.
on town property. 2 sheds that are in the back,
For the next agenda, or just the encroachment is gonna Squanicook Meadows.
both of them.
Yeah, Dudley, we want to get into conservation, so we have to,
Right, we have to
About that.
discuss,
That's on
and
our agenda, yeah.
that could be something that could go on a
If-
special town
If you
meeting.
could you give me map and lot for those properties, and so I can prepare myself for when we do it?
Next time, yeah,
Okay,
that's
I'm
good.
very sorry.
That's all right.
That's totally like,
That's it. I don't have anything else.
I have no idea how that would leave my mind with everything. Okay, I don't know if I can read that.
Announcements. Okay, I have 2. One is that we
Veronica.
received from Chelsea Patras. This is the Regional Coordinator Council monthly meeting, which is August 19th.
I saw that.
This is the meeting that we were gonna assign someone to.
And I was supposed to assign somebody to.
And I don't think
Nobody
anybody is stepping up to do it. So I think I'm available. I'll go to the meeting on August 19th. I don't want to be on the committee.
No, I don't
I'm
think
not the
any of us
best
should be on the
person.
committee at this point, but nobody else is willing.
Right, and it's 8:30 to 10:30. I can do
The
it.
regional, it's the regional
Coordinating council.
coordinating council. but
It's for transportation, for, what do we need to get people to doctor's appointments or
Is this-
and that?
Maybe we can just get a feeling if this is duplicate of other things.
It's to discuss the transportation needs of area older adults, people with disabilities, and low-income commuters, and to brainstorm ways to collaborate on solutions.
So I guess my question is the other, I don't have all the acronyms down.
Is it MJTC
So
or March?
No, this is,
This is separate.
it's a separate thing,
So I'm wondering if it's just duplicate of these other things that,
like the Yellow TA and the Mart and all
yeah, and
that.
so I just want to make sure, like,
I'll go
before,
to the meeting, I'll
before we-
scope it out.
yeah, before I really pressure people into seeing who wants to be on it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Is it required?
I don't think so, but I think it would be a bad idea to ignore it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Only
absolutely.
because, it could be something that we want to have. Mart is showing up here and Ride Match, and who else has legislative toolbox transportation from Massachusetts? Anyway, I think it's good to know what's going on. So I'll go to the meeting then. Let me get to this and sign up.
And did you have something else?
The other thing was that Liberty Tree. Are we doing some kind of
saw that.
tree for the 250th? They keep sending
Oh,
these
so-
announcements out, and I just want to unsubscribe if we're not doing it, and I don't think we're doing it. So,
Unless we want to forward it to someone else historic, I don't know.
we could do that. Why not?
And then see if anybody else wants to, the next time I get it, I'll
Send it off to others.
and
Okay,
see if anybody else wants to participate.
that
Do
sounds
you have
good to me.
anything
All right.
to say about that? The Liberty Tree?
No, but I've been getting those emails myself.
I get like
Okay.
one every
I
couple
just want
days.
to, say again, before we wrap it up here, that, we do need volunteers. We probably need them more than ever now. Considering our financial situation, we could certainly use anybody's expertise of things that they have a passion for. And, as James was remarking before, if somebody has, they have a passion for something, they do it, they're gonna fight for it, kind of thing. So, appealing again to all. Our next meeting is August 5th at 6 p.m. And we will review and sign payroll and bills payable warrants out of session. Do we have a motion for that?
I move that we review and sign payroll and bills payable warrants out of session.
Second,
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Veronica Cal, yes.
I could adjust.
Okay, executive session and votes may be taken. 6.1. Executive session pursuant to Open Meeting Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A, 3, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining if an open meeting may have detrimental effect on the bargaining position of the public body and the chair so declares. This is being declared as the override did not pass, and we have informed you of this in the past.
Read the unions and that we are,
Clerical Union, Supervisors Union, Highway, Water Union, Police Union, and Fire Union.
and we are
We're
adjourning
adjourning out of executive,
in executive session.
in executive session.
Second,
Any discussion?
nope.
Okay, roll call.
Veronica Cal, yes.
I could adjust.
Okay, and Laura Schifrin.